HCTV Sports is supported by The Spool House. From prom to weddings, let us suit your formal wear needs. Culver's of Hastings. From savory butterburgers to sweet scoops of frozen custard, we've got something handcrafted for everyone.
Making the play. He gets the pin. Raiders are clawing their way back in this game.
Just snipes one.
It's ball game. Over. Save. Oh my God!
Did you see that?
Great diving play.
He's hit a touchdown. Hastings Raiders win the ball game.
And good evening, everybody, from McNamara Stadium at Todd Field. It's Hastings Raiders football 2025 as we open the season at home here at Todd Field against a team that the Raiders have never played before during the regular season, the New Prague Trojans. Nick Tucker alongside Owen Ely as we are here at McNamara Stadium at Todd Field on a picture-perfect Thursday evening. The weather is absolutely wonderful. The game will be fun because we got two teams here that are fairly similar in size. First time we've really had kind of a similar feel. You know, you guys had the big schools of, Hill Murray and St. Thomas and all these private schools. Well, finally, the Raiders are matched up with a team that's almost identical to them. Should make it a fun game here tonight to open the year.
No question. It's refreshing. No co-ops, no massive schools, just two perfect opponents to start this season. Just a prime opportunity here for Hastings. It's a perfect night for football. Great crowd here, and you look at the schedule there, and it's very favorable here for Hastings as we enter this new era of Raiders football.
The start of the season here at New Prague. Of course, next week we'll go to Jefferson, showdown with a team that's become a big rival in the Jaguars. That home game with Chaska, we'll have that game right here on HCTV on the 12th. Of course, that Apple Valley game is now 4:30. We'll talk about that, why that is, later on in the broadcast. Of course, familiar foe in Two Rivers. St. Thomas Academy will go on the road over there, take on Burnsville back home before going to Mankato Mankato East. Now, that's a little weird one on the schedule for all you Raider fans. Of course, this is my 22nd year covering Raider sports, and I've never seen anything with the Raiders and Mankato East in the regular season, so that too is a first. But I think it makes it fun for the kids. You get a chance to really open up some new rivalries. Same with New Prague. You know, you got the Hastings Raiders here, then they go to St. Francis. Talk about 2 long road trips before they kind of take on the rest of their schedule, which is a lot of those Big 9 teams from down south.
Yeah, that matchup against Owatonna is going to be interesting. That was the final game of their season last year.
Right.
They only lost by a touchdown. That was an 11-win Owatonna team.
Right.
That's why this is such a fun matchup here for Hastings. You know, they need to improve on their consistency. They're 2 evenly matched teams, but you also have to remember that, you know, even though they were 3-7 last year, they did finish the year rather strong as we get a look at head coach for the Raiders here, Dana Strain.
Dana Strain, longtime Raider head coach, took over after Bob Majeski led the ship for a long time himself, including a state championship. And now Dana Strain trying to get to his first state tournament here with the Raiders as we move on here into this 2025 season. The sun is out. Wind not really a problem here this evening. Raiders will tow it up. And Brady Stewart will kick it away. Left to right we go. Actually, is that Shadeko? It's one of the 250 or 60s. This one will be knocked down at the 15. Ball is loose, and it'll be no gain on the kickoff. Well done by the Raiders. Yes, it was 60. That was Brady Stewart with the kickoff, one of our linemen, and he did it well because no gain. Couldn't get control of it really there as we look at the replay.
And as a kick returner, you just hate to see a kick coming like that. It doesn't travel very far, but when it's a knuckleball, when it's curving like that, there you see it nearly was a turnover here. But either way, they'll get terrible field position here. We'll see if the Raiders can capitalize on a early misfortune here for New Prague.
Let's say the Raiders fell on that. That's their football right away. I mean, again, good hustle down the field by the Raiders special teams. Quarterback Carter Den Hartog, he's a junior, out of the shotgun. He'll go right. Pass is incomplete. That one came back up. Now, I don't know if it hit the turf or not, but that one almost popped back up into the hands of Kason Esterby, who's starting a linebacker for the Raiders tonight here in his senior year. Raider defense, again, does have some new faces, but anchored by Barrett Boardman, who is a 3-year varsity starter.
And I like how quick that play was. There really was no time for anything to develop. See if the Raiders can continue the pressure.
Raiders spike the line with pressure here. Close formation, kind of a wing tee, and this one's handed off up the middle. Off the left side, minimal gain for TJ Washtalk. And again, third down, about 5 or so. Nice start here for the Raiders, kind of easing in. Defended well with the pass. Short run brings up 3rd and 4, just underway here at McNamara Stadium, Todd Field. Thursday night start to open the year, and 6:30 here for some of the home games again. Quarterback Den Hartog under center this time with the man in motion, shown 3 different formations so far off right side, and he'll get across the 30 to the 32. This should be a first down. TJ Washtalk will move the chains here for New Prague, but 3 different formations here so far for New Prague as they run it out right side here.
Well, I'm curious to see how much they look to stretch the field here, because on that run on the 3rd down, they had their receiver run 20 yards down the field.
Right.
So you see them going east to west here. It seems like they're really trying to stretch out the field, even though a lot of these formations are rather bunched. I'll be curious to see what they're trying to do with that space.
We're going to have to watch the big hitter, I think, like you mentioned. Kind of a straight-on post route on some of that motion. This time they'll run it up the middle, and the Raider interior line will take care of the ball carrier. And again, that's Washtalk, who's been the bell cow so far. He will gain 4, maybe about 5, and a good first down run, setting up 2nd down, and well, they'll say 6 officially on the scoreboard.
Certainly seems like they're trying to establish the run here, which is really interesting to do early in the year when you don't have a lot of momentum. Later in the year when it's real cold and it hurts to get hit, it's kind of a different ball game, the rushing attack, depending on what type of, or when in the season it is.
Shotgun this time. 2 receivers to the left side. Den Hartog runs off his body, throws, caught at the 40-yard line, taken down at the 44-yard line, as a pass caught by Zachary Rodriguez, and that will be a first down.
And this is fascinating, that all the different formations they're using. I mean, we've seen teams like Elk River who run the wing tee, and they only run the wing tee. It's so rare to see such a complex offense, if not just the different formations they're using. That's a really hard thing to learn as a high schooler, but you can see slowly but surely they're working their way down the field here.
First down, New Prague with the football. Just a couple minutes in, now moving, couple of first downs now. Single back set, 1 receiver to each side, fake the pitch out, Den Hartog rolls, he's being chased. Right side, puts up a pass that's going to be incomplete. They tried to send a wheel route out right side. Late developing play, Raiders sending in some pressure to his Kason Esterby's been in his face all game so far.
And the captain defensively for the Raiders, Ashton Arns, was just ball hawking that the entire way. He was locked in on 1 receiver. That's one of those moves where you just got to throw it out of bounds there.
Yep.
The risk to reward benefit there is totally off.
Raiders could have caught a huge break. They had some secondary members, like Owen said. Arnis was right there, and he was waiting that whole time to see if he'd put that ball up in play, which he did, Den Hartog, and now you got 2nd down and 10 approaching midfield. Ball spotted at the New Prague 44-yard line out of the shotgun, split backs. Again, another formation, and here's a handoff. Washtalk, left side, runs, probably gains about 8 maybe with the forward progress here. It's going to be 3rd and about 2 here, Owen. Tough spot, they're across midfield, but again, the way they're running the football here, something in 1 might not be a big deal here for the Trojans.
Well, and it's why moving the ball is so important when you have that throwaway, which could have been far worse. That kind of sets you behind the chains, especially for such a methodical offense like New Prague here on the opening drive.
Raiders starters Esther B. Mosman, Tim Thompson, Beisel, Boardman, Keller, Arnis, Herman O'Brien, Johnson, and Adricula. As tight formation this time. Den Hartog gives, Washtalk again, first down and some. He's a tough runner. And this is what it looks like they want to do here. Power run. I think the Raiders are going to want to run the football too. So a lot of running here so far, and it's moving the chains, eating the clock, and that's a big part of high school football.
It pays benefits, and Washtalk is kind of a big back. I mean, we're used to the NFL, we're used to college football. We don't think 190 pounds is massive, but at the high school level, this is, you see, he's a bruising style runner.
Washtalk has a little high school Derrick Henry to him. I'll definitely say that. He bounces off of guys, does not avoid contact, fake the handoff, then Hartog, good pass to the outside, up the middle, caught, touchdown, and Sawyer Jasperson is in. Run, and then Papio with the long one. 6-0 Trojans. 38-yard touchdown here with 8:19 to go.
And that's what we were alluding to. It seemed like they were stretching the field, running the ball. Passing in high school is a lot harder than you think, and they set it up perfectly there. They beat the last man, got beat over the top, and that's the result.
The kicker is 99, Thomas Geiger, and he hits. And it's 7-0. So kind of like we said early on too, Owen, with these types of offenses, they'll run it, and they try to catch you sleeping. For many years, we saw St. Thomas Academy do that. Just keep running until you get just too zoned in on the run. They hit you for a 40, 50-yard touchdown pass, and then that's how they do their own. I mean, that was just a beautiful drive for New Prague if you're a Trojan fan.
And I don't think it's a coincidence. They're running the ball, like you're saying, yes, but towards the end of that drive, they're running for 8-9 yards, so there's added focus on trying to stop them, and that's perfect.
Gouging runs hurt. It sounds like it hurts, and it does. And Raiders now will have to get their offense going, and that's one thing we are definitely excited about, especially the guy down to our left as we set up for this kickoff. That is Zach Shattuck, now in his junior year. Shady, 6 foot, 185-pound running back. And he is hopefully going to have a big season for Hastings, and he'll be back there with Matt Foss and Carter Herman O'Brien. Geiger, the aforementioned kicker who got the extra point to go, he'll set it up at the 40. 8:19 to go here, first quarter. Nick Tuckner, Owen Ely here at Todd Field on a Thursday night, and a beautiful one at that. Geiger's kick is end over end. Shattuck up the middle will leave it go, and the Raiders will be content starting from the 20-yard line.
And he's kind of lucky that went into the end zone, because that kind of died immediately. If that would have landed, it didn't move more than a yard from where it landed. If it would have landed at the 2-yard line, that's a live ball there.
Raiders will take advantage as Carter Hansen, junior quarterback. It's his first year starting. Remember Lucas Foss, quarterback last couple of years. Saw Carter play quite a bit up at the park scrimmage last weekend. Looked very good. A lot of the guys look good. Even some of the second, third string guys really played tough football up in Cottage Grove. Raiders will move 2 here offensively, including Birkin off the left side. Tight formation. Raiders will go to Shady. Shattuck will find room. 25. Shakes a tackle. 27. 30. Has a first down. Give him the 31. That's a gain of 11 for Zach Shattuck. You'll hear me call him Shady, his nickname throughout the year. And he has a first down. And I'll tell you what, you're going to go ahead and get 10 yards of carry all night. Last year, he was over 1,000 yards, 8 rushing touchdowns alone. He's the man. We got to really have him carry the load, shoulder the load here tonight.
No question, and I love the nickname there. You really can see it with the cutting there, and there was tremendous downfield blocking too. If he just made one more cut, if there's a block that goes a little better, that could have gone to the house.
Not many have the vision that Shady has, and it's very special. This one will go back to Shady, breaks a tackle, and he will bounce off a man and kind of be carried upward for another yard or so. Give him a gain of 6 here on the rumbling carry. And we talked a little bit in the early going about Washtalk not avoiding any sort of collisions. Well, Shady's going to try to plow you over too. Now, he's not just a speed finesse guy. He wants to run you over.
An all-around back, and you can tell right there. I mean, for many backs, that should have been a 1-yard loss, but He makes the cut. He's so elusive, and he turns a negative into a positive.
Raiders again, tight formation here. Under center, not much of this is of late the last couple years. Handoff will actually go up the middle, and that's none other than Grant Birkin getting the call. And the thing with Grant Birkin, when he runs the football, he is a 6'1", 205-pound bruiser that in short yardage situations this year, I think he's going to give Hastings a little added dimension they haven't had the last couple years.
Yeah, I'm blanking on the kid they had a few years ago right after COVID, who was a nice change of pace power back like that. But you know, it's awesome to have the Shady, but to also have the lightning and the thunder too. I mean, that could be a lethal thing for the Raiders this year.
Single back set, Shady the lone back. Raiders will go 2 tight ends left, one just off the line. Matt Foss barely split off the line right. Handoff Shady almost squirts across the line of scrimmage. Kind of slipped a little bit, if you will, but slips forward and carries a couple of athletes on to a gain of 7. Nice run again. Shady averaging about 8 yards a carry so far. That's exactly what Hastings needs, as they too want to answer with a scoring drive here.
And, you know, Hastings isn't coming out every single play with a new formation, but you also do have to wonder, you know, you have a quarterback for a reason. You establish the run here. You got to wonder if maybe they take a shot deep here once they get them on their back foot.
New Prague leading 7-0 here on HCTV. Nick Tuckner, Owen Ely. Beautiful night here in Hastings. A Thursday to open up week 1 of the 2025 season. Raiders send 2 in motion, including Birkin out wide to the left side. Also joined by Elliott Hagan. And here is Hansen handing off. Shady has it. Out left. Cuts out. He finds room. He already had the first down. Wants room to the outside. Gains about 5 more. And that's what he can do, man. You saw the jump step. I mean, that breaks people's ankles. And that kid is a junior. I mean, he showed it last year as a sophomore, but my goodness, he really showed there that is a patient run, and he has the agility to do just that on the cut.
Well, and it's almost like he has eyes on the back of his head. The spatial awareness he has, not just with what he sees, but knowing where everyone is, knowing his blockers there, and that he can cut back and get to the outside. I mean, that is a real special trait.
Shattuck will get a blow here. He'll stand down next to Coach Cross and Coach Jason Cook, of course, state champion head coach Jason Cook of the track and field team, assistant coach and offensive coordinator here in football. Congrats to Coach Cook again. Here's Hansen putting it up. He's got a man again. It's caught. It's caught by Foss. Right side 30. Carries a man to the 25. There's that little short passing play that we saw over in the scrimmage at Park. And the Raiders find ways to get open. Tight formation. Break yourself out. He's got such good hands, and the after the catch running ability of Matt Foss, that shows up. Let's move those chains.
And it's brilliant, and it's an awesome passing play, but you also have to realize, too, that's just going to make the running that much easier now that they know we got a receiver out there who can catch the ball. He can run a drag. You look here, nice little rollout, easy pass, loops it over, perfect amount of power, stayed calm there, and then, ran him out of bounds. That's a brilliant play here for Hastings.
Hey, guys, we weren't set. Now we're set. A lot of guys moving in motion at one time. And here's a handoff. Going to be to one of our second backs. That's Nathaniel Adricula, also playing a little corner tonight, the 5'10", 170-pound sophomore. Gets back to the line. Well, that's about it. And look at those guys. Bunch of the Hastings Little Raiders. Special night, of course, first game of the year. They're going to be honored. They're going to play out on the field at halftime. Can't wait. I just saw Jacob Lingle, one of my teammates with the Hastings Hurricane 35-plus baseball team, also one of the coaches for about every sport here in Hastings, telling me that his young fella is going to be out on the field here during halftime. Can't wait for that, as the other kids as well. 5:05 to go, first quarter. Raiders moving the football, a couple of first downs themselves. Here's Hansen, he gives off to Shady. Oh, cuts back, finds room in the middle, and that's a great run, making something out of nothing, and then gets pushed forward a little more. Boy, that run didn't end till the whistle and then some, as Shady got through. I would have been happy with 3 or 4, but then he keeps those feet moving. He's going sideways, carrying a guy, as we'll take a look at in the replay as well. But boy, right to left, and that cut, 2 cuts to the left and then back inside. My goodness, Shady really with that vision early.
And this is a good reference for, since River Falls is so close, but he reminds me of former Chief Dante Hall, the human joystick, where it's not enough to block him in. You see they run up to him and they try to block him, but he's just going to go around. You have to go to him, but he could make you miss. It's not enough just to stop him, because it's like a maze game. He'll just find a new route.
You got to find the route to him, and if you pick wrong, you're in trouble. Handoff, Shady, 3rd and short, has the first down, then some, to the 5, carries a man to the 3. First down and goal, Raiders. And again, Zach Shattuck rumbles down to the 3 for a first down. Just a real quick update. Go ahead and go with that first there.
No, this is just a veteran move, and look at him, puts the hand on the back of his blocker there. That's a veteran move right there. Just follows the blocker and nearly pulls a couple of defenders into the end zone there. The tension is palpable here as we approach the goal line.
Raider offensive line left to right. Mosman, Shadenko, Colvin, Moline, Nason. Raider quarterback Carter Hansen. Marlowe Strain, the tight end. Zach Shattuck in the backfield. Birkin, Foss, and Hagen are the receivers here on this first drive, which is knocking on the door. It's 1st and goal from the 4, 3:46 to go, clock running. Hansen under center. He'll give to Shattuck. He'll burst in. Touchdown, Raiders! Welcome back, Hastings Raiders. It's Zach Shattuck, the junior, his first touchdown of the year, as he bursts in for 4. 7-6, and here comes the extra point.
Well, it's a fitting end to the drive here. They got down here, obviously, with that big pass play to Foss, but it was all Shattuck there, and it's a very fitting end. I mean, are we going to see any defense here tonight? The offense for both teams are just rumbling down the field. It's methodical. It's the old Minnesota Moving Company, except, in high school incarnate here.
Raiders will send in Stewart with the big toe for the extra point. Where's the number 60? He's an OD lineman, 6 foot, 240 senior, and I love this. Snap good, spot decent, but got the kickoff, and that's going to be into the hands of an oncoming. Guess who that is even? That's TJ Washdock, who's been a one-man wrecking crew now on both sides of the ball, if not just special teams. Kick blocked, and the Raiders are down. And we always say this, especially early in the game in a high school football contest, we got to watch that, because if this game is going to be this close up and down the field, that one extra point could be a big one later on.
No question. A little too early to be worrying about it, but that's definitely something you got to consider now. I mean, do you go for let's not put the cart before the horse here, but that factors in, and that was a really slow delivery there. It's no surprise that Washdock got there to get it, as we take a look at Shattuck there.
That young man, he was a lot of that offense in the first drive, but credit the Raider line. And not just that, but man, Matty Foss on the outside, Grant Birkin on the outside, and you got another young couple of guys out there that are trying to make a name for themselves too, on the outer ranks. Even guys like we saw earlier on, you bring a Dricula in the game just to spell Zach, to give him. The Raiders are showing a little depth here too, which I think is really important early on in the year. Here's Stewart, hands in the air. I love seeing a lineman kick it. Now his mouth guard fell out of his mouth. He caught that and then recovers to kick it. Now that was that was pretty talentful there. Falling down Washtalk at the 25. Kick return game, not exactly the way New Prague wants to run here so far, but that was hilarious because I want to see we're going to see the touchdown again by Shattuck as he rumbled in from 4 yards. But on that kickoff, Stewart, his mouth guard fell out of his mouth as he was approaching the ball. He caught the mouth guard and still kicked it off perfect down the field. I mean, who says that the linemen don't have good agility and talents? And that was pretty impressive.
Well, you love having a lineman kick it off, too. I mean, you hate to stereotype against kickers, but it's nice to have a big man running down the field who's going to try to get into the play as well.
That, too. That part of it can't be unmentioned. But he can really kick it, Stewart. Here we go, man in motion from right to left. Instead, they go up the middle. Washtalk will carry half the Raiders down to about a 4-yard gain or so. Cason Esterby has been all over the field here early for Hastings. Braden Thompson also in there. Been just a stud for Hastings the last 2 years as well. And now we're seeing, too, last couple of years, some of these guys that got sophomore playing experience at the varsity level, now, juniors, seniors, the next couple of years, you're seeing that pay off. I mean, some of these guys, they don't look lost. They look ready. I mean, you're seeing the experience of some of these kids that did play early and those growing pains paying off even in this one game. 7-6. New Prague leading. First quarter, 2:58 to go. Man in motion, right to left. They'll pitch it out to Washtalk in space. To the 35, he's thrown down. I don't think he got the first. Well, it looks like they're going to give him the left foot spot. Looks like they're going to move the chains there. Washtalk got thrown ahead over the line to get.
Well, and to kind of go back, we'll take a look at the replay here, and there you can see just the power of Washtalk. It's not enough to touch him because he's going through you. But kind of what you were alluding to before, I mean, it's so true. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about high school football is it's not just about this year's team. The 24 team, the 23 team is also about building the 25 team. When you get these garbage minutes, well, it's not garbage to the players that are going in there who are going to be your starters in a year or two.
Exactly.
And it's just really nice to see the evolution of a team.
Continuing to grow every play. It's not necessarily every game, every year, every play. Handoff goes up the middle. And another back will carry this one, and this time it's Cormac Smith. And he is 6'3", 240 as a running back, Jerome Bettis. Ouch.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about a big back in Washtalk. Well, there's a real big back, biggest player on the field, bigger than a lot of the offensive linemen. I mean, that's a big running back for the NFL, 6'3", 240.
Oh, that reminds me of Steve Carlisle from Forest Lake all those years in the early 2000s. That same size, and he'd run it up the middle, full back trap all night, and he'd take about 35 carries and try to just wear your defense down. Handoff up the middle. Raiders Boardman had a hold of him around the legs. Smaller gain than what it could have been that time for Cormac Smith, but got to credit Boardman along with, Esterby again also in there. Boardman got the first grab around the ankle. So 3rd and 2. This is a big play for the Raider defense. Maybe see if they can force a 4th down. There's 1:13 to go here in a pretty quick moving first quarter that's featured a lot of running. No turnovers. 7-6 Trojans over the Raiders. Receiver split out to each side under center with a close wing T. Handoff goes up the middle, and that'll be a first down. All 6'3", 240 of Cormac Smith will gain 7. And he'll get across midfield by about a yard. And that will bring up 50 seconds or so. So you'll get at least a play off here if you're New Prague.
Well, you talk about that devastating strategy, and then you also got to consider other factors as well. I mean, it's not the deepest bench in the world. I mean, you only have so many guys who can go out there and play. Maybe at Cretendurham Hall or St. Thomas where you have 200 football players, you can kind of sub in different guys. But especially at the smaller levels of football, it's more devastating.
Teams like Cretin, they got guys that wear the same number. Here's a handoff that will be knocked out of play. I don't know if he stayed in bounds or not. Another big carry by the big boy in Cormac Smith. But I don't think he got much. He might have gotten 3. Where are they going to give him that? Yeah, about 3 yards. But that could have been stopped behind the line, but I think that size of Smith just shrugged that guy off to get him what he did across midfield.
Well, you're seeing what it takes to stop him. 4 different Raiders bouncing off of him.
Well, it's end of 1. Trojans have the lead over the Hastings Raiders. Your score is 7-6. We'll take a quick break and come back with more on Hastings Community Television.
The United Heroes League mainly uses sports as a bridge to help military families stay active and engaged in their communities. We have over 40 professional teams that partner with us for free tickets and camps. We provide access to free sporting equipment.
UHL has provided us with a lot of equipment and a lot of gear that is otherwise sometimes hard to attain.
It's really cool. I get all this free stuff, and it's because of my great dad, who is a veteran.
UHL has been a great supporter, not just for our family, but for all the military families.
We're excited to see what the future holds. We can't wait to see where it goes.
He gets the pin. What a move, what a goal! Oh, what a shot, scores! The Raiders, can they get the lift? Yes, they do.
Just snipes one.
Oh my God! And reaching up and making the play. It's moving. It is over.
Looking to throw, and she's going to get the first down.
One touchdown Raiders!
Back for quarter number 2, it's 7-6 Trojans. They have the football just across midfield. Nick Tucker, Owen Ely here for Hastings Community Television amongst a host. That's, yeah, as a save. Throw the flag. My goodness, Den Hertog was pulled out of his parking stop before, part of his parking stop before he started the engine. So we're going to back him up a little bit. First penalty of the game doesn't come till the first play of the second quarter. That's a pretty good first quarter of football. Pretty clean anyway,
Oh, it was very enjoyable. If you're a fan of methodical offenses, if you're a fan of running the ball, this has been a very fun, very evenly matched game here.
Yep. Good first quarter. I had a lot. Like I said, before the game. I was excited. It just feels like these two teams match up, just school wide. I mean, in a lot of sports, which is fun to get this rivalry going. Under center, Den Hartog puts a man in motion, far to near, if you will. Back to pass. Den Hartog in trouble. Throws it across the middle. He's got a man. It's caught short of the first down, but about maybe yard short by Rodriguez. So, third down at about 1.5 yards here for the Raider D. They've forced a couple of third downs, but again, those big bruising running backs just make it seem like 3rd and 1's too easy for them, right? Especially in a 4-down territory spot like this at 39, 40, almost the 40-yard line. Very close formation. Den Hertog will just take it himself. He'll gain 3. On a quarterback keeper, first down, move the chains. Spot the ball right around the 37 of the Raiders. Ooh, the ball maybe came out as Den Hartog was coming down, but I didn't see any ball markers come out of any of the officials' pockets. It is a first down. 7-6, New Prague leading in what has been a pretty evenly matched first quarter. Probably the best night you could ask for the opener of high school football, especially for these kids. I know they got to start school on Tuesday, but to be able to have a game where you're not in school and afterwards you can kind of go have fun at Perkins or wherever you want after the game, and nothing better than that.
It's a little more enjoyable when you don't have calculus homework after the game.
That's for sure. Den Hartog will put up a deep one. He's got a man. It's caught for a touchdown. Touchdown Trojans. Touchdown Sawyer Jasperson again.
And that's the second time that Dracula has been burned by Jasperson here in the first half. Take another look at the replay here, but this is what all the short running sets up. That's a beautiful pass. Great route running there, but just a step or two ahead.
Well, 2 38-yard touchdowns to Jasperson through the air. We got to lock that up. Kick from Geiger. Makes it through. 14-6 Trojans. All right, so we know there's a spot here that's been soft out for the Raiders in a couple of drives, and both of those drives have finished said drives with a passing touchdown. That's something now that the Raider defense is going to have to really concentrate on the rest of the way, because Jasperson shows he can get behind the defense, he's got speed, he can catch. You got to make sure somebody is always on him in some shape or form to make sure, whether it's a double team, you put your best corner on him, whatever. You can't let him. If you want to let Rodriguez beat you over the middle, fine. You're not going to let that happen again the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's tough. But again, just numerically, it's tough because when it's taking 4 players to take down Smith, and we haven't even seen Washtalk in quite some time, but he can run it as well. But when you have to dedicate X amount of players to the run game, it's one-on-one, and when you got a burner like Jasperson, it's a tough equation. But I think you're dead on there.
Raider Mama Mandy Vecti saying hi. Nice to hear Mama Mandy. I'd love to see Johnny still out running sprints up the field and everywhere else around this town. Special hello. And a lot of my Raider fans that have texted and sent me messages tonight. You guys, thank you so much. It's just fun to be back as always. This one's kicked into the end zone again. A couple nice boots here for Geiger tonight. He's put them both into the end zone. So now the Raiders will start from the 20 again. But last drive, they didn't think that was a big deal because the Shady Show kind of took over for that first drive, and then that wonderful pass from Hansen when he found Foss to really open up the field. And Hastings would love to have a similar drive and just find a way to keep this thing a one-score game the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourselves, but I mean, they're 2 for 2 on drives here, so figures that you got to respond here, and maybe you go for the 2, maybe you don't, but we'll see what they can do here. The sun, when it pops out through the clouds, is going to be in the eyes of New Prague. So
I was just going to say the same thing, that the sun isn't really a huge problem right now, but it might be just in this instant here for the Trojans. The handoff here, wow, Shady just shakes off a tackle, then he's finally double teamed, still spinning away. It took him 3-4 guys to take down Shady for what will look to still be a loss of a yard. Oh, there's a gain of 1. We'll take a yard. Hey, I'll take a yard out of that one as he was trapped in the backfield.
It just reminds me of those old school college football games with Tim Tebow on the cover. I mean, a play's never over until you're tackled, and I mean, he's trying his hardest to get as many yards as he can. You'll take a 1-yard gain rather than a 5-yard loss. Keeps you at least sort of on pace with the sticks here.
You're going to make me trying to get my old college football games out tonight with the old PS2, I think, if you keep talking like that. 14-6. Trojans over the Raiders. Handoff again, goes to Shady, sends a man in front of him, breaks 1 tackle, and now I need about 4 more guys. Like I said, man, it takes more than 1 to take down Shady Shattuck as he's very close to a first down. I don't think he got it. It's going to be 3rd and like a minimal distance. No, they're moving him. White hat says move the chains. I like it. Raiders get a first down out of the deal. And this is big too, because how many times the last couple of years have we seen the Raiders start from the 20, the 25, and then not get that first down? That was always so important, get at least something to move. You can't just go 3 and out with the ball deep the whole game. The Raiders are showing a lot of intensity from their end of the field.
And practically speaking, especially in high school football, you get on the plus side of the field, it's basically always 4-down territory.
Right.
Yep. It might not be 4-down territory when you're on 25.
Oh, there's a pass on right side. It's going to be bobbled, but caught for a first down out the right side. That's Elliott Hagen's first varsity catch, and it goes for a first down and a gain of 17. Boy, talk about hand-eye coordination and just willing the ball into your hands in front of the opposing bench. That's not easy. And Hagen, a great catch, good run afterwards, get a couple of extra yards, and that gets you right towards that, as you said, 4-down territory. Get across midfield, the plus side of field. You're looking good. What a great play to open up the drive.
Well, you'd like to catch it cleanly, but you'd like to just catch the ball, and you'll take it however you can get it, no matter how pretty or how ugly it is, you'll take the yardage there. So
I'm not here for beauty points, and I think all the blue and gold guys will tell you the same thing. Here's Hansen handing off. He's got Shady out left side looking for room 50. He's across midfield, and then he spins away to the 45. Close to another first down. Second and very short, but Shattuck again averaging between 8 and 10 yards a carry throughout the game, and he's doing it here. He went over 1,000 1 year ago with 8 rushing touchdowns. Well, this year he's starting it on the plus side of everything as he burst out left side in front of his own bench. And again, if he finds any sort of cut that he can utilize, he's going to do it. 14-6, Raiders with the football, 2nd and 1.
Well, it's got to be like guarding someone in basketball. If you're a defender on Shattuck, you just don't want to get your ankles broken because that's such a tricky situation out there in open space.
Now we got motion. That's the first penalty against Hastings. I was talking to, like I said, Johnny Vigney, longtime Raider player. Yeah, he did graduate last year. Again, had a great year. We were talking about track earlier, just how cool that run was last year in the springtime. And I think, you win a state championship in a sport like that for the Raiders, or first state championship in track and field for the boys. That really gets these kids, especially some of the tracksters that play football, the want and will to get back on the field for football. And that really can get, hey, if they can do it, so can we, kind of a thing.
Yeah, and Hastings has been built off of multi-sport athletes. That's the one thing you want to see is these players playing every single semester.
And we've seen quite a few that are on this football team, especially Shattuck gets it out right side after the penalty. Will still get enough for first down. Ball came out, but he was down. This is going to be short of a first down, too. So this is going to be 3rd and about a half a yard.
And it'll be interesting, too, with the run here because one of the Ife Shadeko, his helmet fell off, so he's going to have to come out here and probably what's going to be a short yardage run. Probably 4-down territory, but...
Yeah, they're just going to make sure that everything's good to go. As if the helmet comes off, a knee pad, shoe, any sort of equipment this year will be a stoppage. Guy will have to come out. Just more safety enforcement through the high school league. 3rd down, very short, 7:38 to go second quarter, first half. From Todd Field on a Thursday night, it's the opener. And here's the handoff, oh no. And the Raiders on 3rd and short go away from Shady Shattuck. And they give it to the sophomore on 3rd and 1. And Adricula bottled up, thrown backwards. 4th down, yeah, he could probably go for it there, but I'm not sure where the bell count went in that situation.
Well, I don't know why you move away from Shady, a guy who's turned 5-yard losses into 1-yard games. I don't think he's had a negative run all game, so we know that he's good at moving the ball forward.
Even the one he was caught in the backfield, he still got a yard out of it.
That's what I'm saying, exactly.
That would have got you the first down.
It certainly would have.
All right, what's this? Single back set. Close, one receiver to each side, tight end off the line, multiple motion, 4 men. Foss will go out to the right side. And that's, that should be play clock or timeout Raiders, one of the two. And the coaching staff from New Prague was livid and screaming that the play clock was out. But Coach Strain was already over by the official to call the timeout before anything was really lost there. We got a word from one of our sponsors too, buddy.
Well, HCTV Sports is supported by the Spool House. From prom to weddings, let us suit your formal wear needs. More information can be found at thespoolhouse.com/sewing.html.
I need to get my Wild jersey fixed. I had one of my seams pop out of one of my authentic Wild jerseys, so I got to get down to the Spool House to get that thing fixed.
Boy, do I know a place.
I think we both do. There's our little Raiders getting ready for halftime too.
I'm going to rip a hole in my shirt just so I can go there. Check them out.
Yeah, the Spool House, long-time business here in the community, and again, awesome as we have. Look at this, fans everywhere today, man. I'll tell you what, on both sides of the field,
they really
a good
traveled
student
well.
section, man. Did they ever?
I don't know if I've ever seen the visitor section be this full. Certainly this early in the year.
No, for a 45-minute drive to get here, that's pretty impressive, man. It really is.
And this is why that 5-yard penalty was so devastating.
Yep. 4th down. 3 receivers right. Will they stay or will they go here in motion? Hansen will hand off Shady. He gets 4 and then some. Call it gain of 8. First down Raiders on 4th down, and the coaching staff basically saying there, okay, Shady, go get it for us. And he powers himself to 8 yards and a first down.
I mean, the fans out here are just white-knuckling with all the tension here. We're only in the second quarter, but that feels like a really big conversion here. You know, if you're down 8, if you fail there, I mean, they've been driving down the field. You know, changes have to be made defensively regardless, but that felt like a really critical point of the game here.
Props to the Raiders for bringing Esterby into that last play, too, to give a little bit of extra toughness, meanness, some snarl. He went out there and really set that play up for Shaney, so kind of a cool thing seeing Kaysen out there on offense. Back to pass, Hansen. He's got a man on a slant, overthrew him. He had Foss on a slant. He was open. He was ahead of the defensive back there. Just maybe rushed it. First game, varsity jitters right there. But I like the play call by Hastings.
I like the play call. I mean, I think he'll make that pass as the season goes on. It was a good-looking pass, but it was just a little too high and back shoulder. If it was a little lower and led out in front a little bit, I mean, maybe he doesn't score a touchdown because he had the defender right there, but that certainly would have been a big play for Hastings.
Maybe a first down at least. Second down, 10 to go. Ball spotted at the New Prague 39. It's 14-6 Trojans over the Raiders. Each team has scored on their respective drives each of the times in this game as Shady outright breaks a tackle. He looked like he was grabbed by the jersey and thrown out of bounds a little bit late. Raider fans want a yellow flag. I have not seen one quite yet, and I don't think we will. Although Shady with another substantial run here where he has been in almost double-digit yards per carry here in this first half.
Well, we got to look out for the chain gang.
Who is that over there?
One of the chain gang members is taking a breather.
Oh, who got taken down over there?
Like
it's a first down. They're going to give him a first down on that.
And this is why it's so dangerous. I mean, I know it's bang, bang, but I mean, when he's getting pushed out of bounds like 7 yards out of field, I mean, I guess you're driving through the tackle.
That should have been a flag. That was a little too far out. And as you said, the chain gang getting caught up. First down Raiders anyway. Let's give it to Birkin. Rumble, 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 rumble. Starts the diesel engine. He gets maybe a yard.
You know, and going back to that last play, I mean, the out of bounds is surprisingly close to that fence. I mean, there's not a ton of space out there. You know, we're in a hole in the ground here at McNamara Stadium. There's not a lot of leeway.
And the Raiders will work the far side of the field like they kind of have really throughout this entire drive in front of the New Prague bench. Second down and 9 from the 29 of New Prague. Raiders down 14-6. Could tie it with a touchdown and a 2. Raiders might have left early. Pass nearly intercepted. Foss was open on the backside, trying to go short to Birkin, and the pass between the two of them nearly picked off. New Prague had a man in there, and that was Nolan Lane, one of the linebackers, and boy, he almost had that. We're getting swarmed by more bees here than I've been swarmed all year at fishing on our area lakes. My goodness.
Well, funnily enough, I think that might have been best case scenario for Hastings because that could have been picked off, and it really did seem like somebody left early. So sitting here at 3rd and 9, that kind of seems like a best case scenario here.
Raiders go 2 receivers split wide to the left. One to the right is Marlowe Strain, who's been quiet so far. Here's Hansen. He'll roll to his offside left. He's got a man, too, wide open. It's caught Foss. It's caught. He needs to get ahead a little bit. Got a first down out to the 10-yard line. Let's move those chains. Let's find a touchdown here. First down, Raiders. And Matt Foss looks so good wiggling in and out on those slants, outs, those short passes. Matt, he's been really good here tonight.
I'd love to see more rollouts. It seems like the accuracy from Hansen has been good on some of these rollouts. And, yeah, like you're saying, I mean, Foss has been great, and the defender there, Schmoll for New Prague, slipped as well. There was already enough separation that the catch was going to happen, but you know, that was an interesting play here for Hastings.
Even rolling to his offside as a junior, he looks really comfortable. Out of the, well, it's going to be single back set. A receiver to each side, short off the line, tight end is going to be Birkin. It's pitch out. Oh, Shady's got room. To the 10, to the 5, pulled down from behind. And he's going to be close to a first down. Now, he could get a first down without scoring, and I think he's pretty close. Man, I can't. It looks like he's a yard short. About a yard short. Okay, so Shady knocking on the door. Can get a first down, and then you got every play in the playbook that you can find some way to bang it in there. 14-6. Now, like we said, the Raiders would love to score. If you get the 2, you could tie the game.
And I'm digging these pitches, getting Shattuck into space.
Raiders have done a good job blocking for him. Handoff Shady, and he's got his second touchdown. This one of 2 yards. Zach Shattuck in for his second touchdown today. He and Jasperson trading blows, each with 2 touchdowns. It's 14-12 Trojans, and the Raiders with a 2 could tie it. We'll see what they do here.
Well, I think he's feeling something. I think he might have hurt his hand on the play there. But yeah, we take a look there. I mean, he's just a ghost in the backfield. He could have scored going to the outside of that blocker. He did score going to the inside of the blocker. I mean, pick your poison.
Where is he?
He's still going to be in the game, but he was holding his hand, maybe his wrist or something. I couldn't tell if it was an equipment thing or.
Oh, he's going to be in there for the 2. They're going to go for it here. Here's a pass, Birkin wide open for 2. We're tied. 3:54 to go here in the first half, second quarter. 14-14 Raiders and Trojans right here on HCTV. So Birkin, what a great pass too. Just a beautiful little dime there into the hands of Grant Birkin, who sneaks in there for 2.
And just like New Prague was with the Raiders, now the Raiders are in the Trojans' heads defensively. They got them thinking run. Now they're hitting them with the pass. You know, not all of them were completed on that drive, but enough of them were, and we get the Shattuck touchdown here. We take another look, and then, yeah, you get the 2-point conversion. I mean, man, this is such a great opener here.
Shady getting some water, getting some rejuvenation from some of his teams with some congratulations on another great drive. Boy, Shady, I can't wait at halftime to peek my head in and talk to Dick Craig at halftime and see what his numbers are at right now, because I would think, boy, oh boy, he's got to be close to 100 yards already on 2 drives.
And it's the efficiency, too. I mean, you know, it's not just through sheer number of carries.
Right.
I mean,
that's the thing.
He's getting a good clip here.
Stewart to boot. Right to left on your TV screen. Kind of a weird short kick that'll be a fair catch at the 32-yard line. So I don't know if he tried that there, or maybe he just didn't get enough base on it like he did down here, pin him in deeper on the 15. But it looked like Stewart kind of tapping himself on the head as he was coming off, like, I didn't get it as far as I wanted. But the 32's okay. And now here come the Raider defense. Now, important thing here for the Raiders. You can find a way to get a stop. Remember, you get the ball to start the second half. So let's find a way here to get our first stop. Each team has scored on each of their drives, it seems like, so far. We haven't had a punt, right? So, I mean, this is what it's been. Up and down the field, a lot of running. Although Jasperson has made his impact felt on the end of each of the last 2 and first 2 New Prague drives. Den Hartog, left hash, will give off. And up the middle, falling ahead for a couple. Back in the game now, too, is TJ Washtok, who's taken a little bit of time maybe in the last drive off. Saw a lot more of the big bruising Cormac Smith last drive. But boy, Washtok, he just looks the part back there as their maybe bell cow this early portion of the season.
Well, I think if you're the Raiders, you might be breathing a sigh of relief knowing that Smith is not on the field just for pain tolerance purposes here.
That's one of those guys you don't want to see when it's 32 degrees outside, is Washtok will bang into a couple more guys. Get out to the 40, still not going to have a first down. And now a couple guys picking each other up. I love seeing the sportsmanship between the fellas there, as Kane Borwinki was trying to pick up one of our Raiders there that got a little shot, and that was Lucas Keller. Nice to see the fellas. Like I said, each team, you're in the mix of things. First game of the season, they still look out for each other. And I was talking to a couple of moms and dads about that before the game, about, you know, these smaller towns on the south side. I mean, like I said, very similar. Kids do play well against each other. We're seeing that so far in this 14-14 ball game. Out of the gun, Den Hertogs is going to run out the left side. Oh, he puts an arm down. Plows over one of the Raiders for a first down. That was a shimmy forearm. And Trey Beisel, who's a wrestler, took the worst of that, but ended up slowing him down. But that's a first down. And Den Hartog's showing a little bit of, ouch. That's what it showed me. My goodness, that would not feel good.
He was planning on going through him. There was malice behind that one.
My body's still recovering. I had to collect my thoughts in my brain after just watching that hit. Den Hartogs again out of the single back set, one receiver to each side. Tight formation in the middle of the two tight ends. The handoff will go up the middle. Washtenaw not going to get anything this time. Raiders are like, enough of this. They'll get 2 and that's it. They're going to give them 3 with forward progress. I don't think it was that much, but I'm not on the field.
That is something to note here. We have seen pretty generous spotting on both sides.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of first downs where I'm a little there's no preseason for the refs. We love them, but there's no preseason for them.
Hey, I don't know if they're listening or if they would be or somebody knows. Whoever the refs were at the park scrimmage, you guys are just A+. I mean, the way you treated the kids, the fans, the media, I mean, you guys are A+. So whoever that crew was awesome. Here's a pass out near side. Rodriguez catch. That's going to be a first down or very near it. Almost to the 45. Boy, this might be just short, Owen. I don't know, man. Let's see where they spot it officially. If he's outside the 40, this is short. They're going to say
HCTV Sports is sponsored by Culver's of Hastings. From savory butterburgers to sweet scoops of frozen custard, we've got something handcrafted for everyone. You can visit us at our next location, or at our location next to Cub Foods in Hastings.
Not a timeout per se, but we'll sneak her in there, especially for a butterburger too. That's always fun. Sounds tasty. Patty melt would be really good even right now. 1:22 to go here. First half, second quarter. Den Hartog's out to pass off his side left. Will put up a pass, and he's got a man. And it is going to be... Is it caught or not? There was no sign. He didn't say if he caught it in bounds or not. He's coming over to the other official. It looks to be incomplete.
I mean, it was...
Or did they call a timeout before the play, or what's the deal here?
A lot of discussion here between the refs. Well, we'll take another look at the...
Oh, there was a flag. There was a flag anyway.
And he did. There's no question that was out of bounds looking on the replay there.
And a hold against the Trojans. I know we have some Trojan fans watching us as well, but for you Raider fans out there, it's nice to just be able to let New Prague absorb a penalty back into that, I want to say, minus side of the field, if you will, but really now you're putting pressure on them. 1st and 20.
Hastings crowd has been waiting to do that since the last Raiders penalty.
I think you're right. They've been standing this whole game. The New Prague student section, fabtastic. I mean, both sides have been just unreal. Back to pass, Den Hartog. He'll pass it up. A right side! Arnis had it off his fingertips. Incomplete, and a flag, and that, come on. The Raiders didn't do any. I mean, I want to see a replay. If this is against Hastings, Arnis made a play on just the ball. Pick that up.
Yeah, they're going to talk it over, but I don't think this is going to go the way Hastings is going to want here. It seemed like the hit there was pretty incidental.
You pick that flag up. No way. Yes. No penalty. No penalty. There we go.
Well, we'll take another look at the replay here. I think they made the right call after an errant judgment there. You could see that one was a floater right there, and really they just kind of bounced
incidental contact. I mean, that's football.
It's not like he was Brian Dawkins out there on a defenseless receiver.
Big credit to Ashton Arnis. What a great play just getting in there. A minute to go. 2nd and 20. Pass over the middle. That's caught. That's caught, and that's going to be a first down. What a play. What a catch. What a catch after the run. And who is that? Is that, oh, guess who? 27, TJ Washtenaw. He's done everything for him tonight. He, Rodriguez, Jasperson, those are the 3 guys that really have carried the offense. They're going to hurry it up. 48 seconds left. First half, 14-14. Den Hartog's pass left. It's caught for a gain of 6. Did he get out of bounds? I didn't see a signal yet.
They stop the clock here.
Just a spot?
Take another look. Well, all of a sudden, New Prague can pass the ball now. I mean, they were so run heavy in the first couple of drives, and now they're working their way down the field here.
So they're going to say he was out of bounds, thrown out of bounds. 40 seconds left here, first half. 14 apiece here, second down 6 from the 31-yard line of Hastings New Prague. Here is Den Hartog's pass out right side. That pass is caught. Caught at the 27, but a great play on the near side by the Hastings defense, including Carter Herman O'Brien, the 5'7", 150-pound corner, coming up, making a big stop there to force third down. And about 4 here for New Prague. And I don't know, their kicker now, I haven't followed Geiger. I don't know of his stats. I don't know if he's a soccer player. I didn't dig that deep. But the way he's kicked the ball off, it gives me a feeling that he has a pretty good foot. So you're getting to that spot on the field, maybe not right here, where maybe the biggest message here is, yeah, let's get a first down, but let's at least get close enough to take a lead, knowing the Raiders get the ball to start the second half.
Well, they take a timeout here. You still have 2 remaining, so the entire field is more than open to you if you want to have another run up the middle with Smith to kind of put yourself in a closer spot at it. You do have 2 downs. You have to consider that as well. It is third down here. But, yeah, the air is totally still here, so you couldn't get better kicking conditions as we get a look at all the fans here that traveled 45 minutes to see this one here.
That's just a piece of them. That's like the new part of the new fence. So there's one of our finest back there, Hastings' finest. Hello to our officer back there doing his job. But see on the right side of the bleachers there, that big, huge Hastings pirate that was there because we were fixing that after an accident 3-4 years ago. It's fixed now. It's beautiful. And our field is whole once again to all of you Hastings folks that have been wondering over the years, when are they going to fix that? But remember, this field sits on land owned by MnDOT, the school district, the city. It's all sorts of weirdness. Okay, back with more. 31 seconds left here in the half. Handoff up the middle. Will be close to that first down, and I think he might have got it.
They're definitely going to spot this as a first down.
Considering a lot of the spots tonight have been fairly generous on both sides.
I'm not sure how the back judge would know that.
I was just going to say that same thing. How did he know, of all people?
Any of the side ones I could understand, but that's...
They're going to try something here. Den Hartog's to pass. He's looking deep, and you knew that was coming. Raiders will move it around left side, spank it away into the corner. Back on defense, Landon Johnson was in there. I want to see who else was there. Was that a Dracula?
That is a Dracula.
Yeah, he was really in his face as well. So nice to have 2 guys back on Jasperson, knowing he's already damaged us twice tonight. Now 9 seconds. What do you do here? You might be able to get a quick one?
Well, that reminds me of playing 500 in the cul-de-sac.
Oh, you're right.
For the Raiders, you love seeing a throw like that. I mean, obviously Jasperson's had one heck of a half, but when you loft it up like that, I mean, you still have 2 timeouts. I mean, a lot of time came off the clock here. You only have 9 seconds,
right.
But they've been really good passing up the seams. Maybe you try to hit something.
If you're going to the downs here, it's going to take pretty much the whole clock. If you go to a short pass, you might have time to boot it. They're going to go up the middle, and the Raiders were not playing for a run, and up the middle they come, and the ball will be spotted down around the 5 or 6. They ran it, and the Raiders were back pretty much in dime coverage. Washtalk will get it down to about the 7. They're going to say the 8, and now they will try for a field goal. So that's what we were saying. If you're going to go to the downs, if you're going to throw into the end zone, it's going to take the time off the clock. Everything. You better score. They did the other option, but they went to the run knowing nobody was in the middle of the field, got as many yards as they could, killed the clock, and now here you are, the chance to take the lead at halftime.
Well, points are not coming at a premium. Well, we'll get a read here. Help save community TV with more and more people cutting cable each day. Funding for community TV stations is in rapid decline. To help keep these games on air, we need your support. To learn more about how you can get involved, head to savecommunitytv.com for more information, or consider leaving a donation at hastingstv.org/donate.
I know it's a bummer because a lot of funds have been lost, whether it be federal funds, state funds, the cutting of cords and all that kind of stuff, but your community television is more than just that. And community television in a lot of cities and communities is community-driven, sponsored. We need you out there. Be a supporter. If you see Hunter or Mike, or give them a call at the studio, they can get you and your business as a supporter here on HCTV Sports. Here's Geiger. The kick will come from the 19, around that, 29-yard attempt. Snap, spot, kick. and I think he got it. 29-yard field goal is good by Thomas Geiger, and with no time on the clock, that will do it for the first half of play. So a field goal will end it, but I think in this first half, exactly what you and I said before the game. Close game, going to be close throughout the game, two evenly matched teams as we see the first big touchdown, Jasperson.
Yeah, well, you got to get used to hearing that name here, especially in the first half. That was his first 38-yard touchdown there. You get a 6-yard response from Shattuck. They missed the extra point on that one, so it was a 7-6 game at this point. Turn it over to the second quarter. Here we get the second Jasperson 38-yard touchdown over the top. Beats Dracula. They kick the extra point there, 14-6. Then we get another response here from Shattuck.
Oh, just plowing.
Just an excellent first half from him. Excellent first half from Jasperson. They get the 2-point conversion, and then we get the 24-yard field goal here from Geiger as time expires.
Yeah, perfect. It's a good kick. Now we want to give a little shout out to our awesome little Raiders. We got maroon, we got red, we got blue and gold, and then gold and blue. We got those guys all out here taking in a little bit of Thursday night lights, and to do it here at Todd Field, always fun, we know that, but these kids are the future of Hastings Raider football, and we are all going to take in some of what they are doing. The halftime clock is now on. We'll take a short break, and when we come back with more, we will have a little recap of what happened in the first half of play. We'll also find Dick Craig and see where Shady is at for total numbers. Matt Foss is well receiving. He's got to have some good numbers so far. We'll see if we can find some of that and let you know what's going on as we head into half number 2. Great first half of football, but the Trojans on the road, they traveled well. They lead it by 3. The score 17-14 here at halftime on Hastings Community Television.
But here is the difference for the class of 1990.
We went from mile high Eagles to Al and Peg.
I know you're all excited about Y2K. You could lose power or party like it's 1999.
Hastings High School has been graduating seniors since the first commencement in 1887. Congratulations, class of 2023. Go Raiders!
Funding for community TV is in rapid decline, and HCTV will not survive without your help. Let your local representatives know that you support community TV. To learn more, visit savecommunitytv.com.
Today, 4 Minnesotans lost their lives from fentanyl poisoning.
And 4 more will tomorrow.
Fentanyl is the #1 killer of 18 to 45-year-olds.
It's killing more and more 12 to 17-year-olds. They're people we care about.
Like my brother.
My sister.
My best friend. We have the power to make a difference in our community. Join us in the fight against the fentanyl crisis.
Welcome back, everybody. Second half about to begin. We got our Hastings High School band playing Sweet Caroline like they usually do around this time. And now that the sun's gone down a little bit, it's just absolutely gorgeous here. And kind of looked around here at halftime, too. The crowd really filled in nicely throughout that first half. This is amazing because a lot of times, too, Thursday night games, and even like the weird games during MEA, they don't draw as well. But I think it's like you and I talked about earlier, kind of still the summer feeling. Like everybody's still kind of out and about doing things. We're still close. We don't have school tomorrow. I think this is just a great deal when these kids get at least one game before school starts to come out and have some fun with each other.
I mean, when it's summertime, every single day is Friday if you're a kid. So yeah, these preseason, these preschool Thursday night games, yeah, they're a little different. We do have an actual Thursday night game. I believe the Burnsville game.
Oh, that's right.
Is a Thursday night game. So we'll get back to that. But yeah, these games are fun. These are special.
And hopefully now with the Raiders getting the football now yes. The Trojans did score at the end of the half, but they only got a field goal, but no team has punted here in this first half. So, if that 3 gets replaced with the Raiders 7 here opening up, you think maybe the Raiders can find a way to win by 4 tonight. I mean, it could come down to it, just knowing that it's that close, and every drive so far offensively has mattered for each team.
No, that's a perfect point. I mean, you're down 3, but it doesn't really feel like you're down when you got the ball and you're scoring every single time.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like you're set up for a good spot here. Plenty of game left to be played. I'm most curious to see what the defensive adjustments for both teams are because the offense has just been rocking and rolling, which is not always the case for your season opener.
Early on, yeah, you're exactly right because early in the season, sometimes you got to see those kinks being worked out, but I told you folks in the pregame show, I mean, going to that scrimmage for me personally as a media person was so important to see how the Raiders, closed in on some of the things that they maybe didn't do as well at the end of last year and really did well here to start this season, and now we've seen it in the game as this kickoff will be a little shorter. First time that Shady will get the chance to actually return one. 20, and he slipped. Boy, did he have a crease up the middle. He kind of slipped. Now the sun is starting to go down. Maybe a little bit of moisture starting to find itself onto the field here, and it will continue to do that throughout this game. Now, if it was last night where the dew point was a little higher, we had some fog this morning and things like that, I think that the moisture on the football will be a little more of a problem. But tonight I don't think it should be, although, like we said, we'll have to watch footing from here on out as Shady slipped down. If he got through that first, I mean, you're talking about at least a midfield if he got through there.
I mean, this means a lot. I just watched Grant Birkin lose his mouthpiece just in excitement before the play, after the play. They're just buzzing out there.
He is one of my faves to watch this year. Just intense, fun. Here's Hansen. He'll hand off. Shady's got room right side. 30, 35. Gets pulled down by the jersey. And that's going to be a first down and then some. Boy, Zach Shady Shattuck, again, his junior year, averaging right around 10 yards per carry. Raiders out of that tight formation. I love the way they run it. Shadeko coming over, just pulling beautifully and getting that room. And look, they got to pull him down by the jersey, man. I mean, that's just how it's been all game. Shady's running all over the top of everyone.
I mean, it's his body of work last year and what he's doing this year. I mean, you start thinking about some special acknowledgments that this kid might get if he keeps up on this pace. I mean, he's just a total game changer here for Hastings.
I know it's game one of the season, but O and I have seen this guy play now for the last couple of years. Here's a handoff up the middle, off left. And he'll gain a couple more yards, a little more of a power run out of Shady. And he'll get close to 42, 43 or so, gain of a couple. So call it 2nd and 7 here, 11:36 to go. We're just starting this third quarter, second half on a beautiful night here in Hastings. The lights now on at the beer stube. They did not spike our air as I thought with Rubens and Steaks. I think they think the game is too close, so we don't need any help from the smells of the beer stube taking the New Prague kids out of their mix. Second down at 6 officially. Raiders with the football. Hansen hands off. Shady again. Steps across the line. Falls forward for 3. Got a couple more. The fans, hey, even when the Raiders get a 3-yard gain, they're cheering like they stopped them behind the line, and that's kind of how Shady's run tonight. You got to take that as a win if you're New Prague. There he is. There's a Stube. Hi, Mr. Yans. Okay, that's...
Well,
thanks, guys.
The smoke's going to hit them before it hits us.
That's true. It'll probably put their coaches up on top of the far box in a noxious sense that they will not know what hit them.
They'll be floating over to the beer stoop across the street like it's Tom and Jerry or something.
As long as they float back here with a heart steak, I'll be fine. 10:28 to go here. 3rd and 2, third quarter. Handoff Shady. You know he's got the first down. And then some across midfield, across the 45 to the 40, maybe the 39. If we want to go ahead and spot it, where Tuck would spot it, and that's where I think we're going to get it. So another big run for Shady and another moving of the sticks for Hastings. And we have not seen the Raiders as a team move the sticks like this, as you know, drive in a long time. Pretty impressive, led by Shady in the line.
I mean, that's just a college football player running down the field. I mean, he just looks the part, and you can see the results as well.
Tight formation. Raiders fake the pitch with Hansen on his strong side. Right, caught! There he is! It's caught by Strain. He fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball. It's New Prague's football.
Listen to that crowd. I mean, they travel well, and you're hearing it now.
Marlowe Strain had it there in the hands.
Well, we'll take a look at the replay here. I don't suppose we can challenge on the replay here, but it was a great catch. He called for the ball. He wanted it. He caught it. And then he just got swarmed here. It's pretty hard to tell. Some of the coaches in the way.
Wow.
That's devastating because they were driving down the field rather nicely. We talked about this is a big advantage. Yeah, you're down 3, but you got the ball. If you score a touchdown, you're up 4. And now you have to stop this vaunted Trojans offense.
9:56 to go, third quarter. Raiders at their first turnover. Here's the handoff up the middle. The big fellow will carry it. That's Cormac Smith. He'll gain about 3, so going back to a little more power.
And here's another look.
Man, just
this catch.
You can't really see. You could see. Now he's punched it out. After the stiff arm from Marlowe, he ended up getting it punched out. What a terrific play by the Trojans. I believe it was Nolan Lane, or was it Sawyer Jasperson playing defense? One of the two got that. Johnny on the spot, 9:20 to go. Second down, call it 6. Right to left on your TV screen is New Prague in their white and maroon. Pass to Rodriguez, caught. Advances to the 40 for a first down. Gain of about 7, call it 8. Enough for a first down. And Den Hartog now starting to throw a little bit more and showing his arm. And he looks the part. And he's hit a couple of open guys. I should say one open guy, Jasperson, twice, both 38-yard touchdowns. But right there, again, as we see, Raiders got to find a way maybe to steal that ball back. Let's create a little bit of defensive problems here against this New Prague offense. Den Hartog's down will come out of the shotgun with split backs. One receiver to each side working the left hash. Den Hartog off the ball. Nice block set up. Den Hartog will run 40 to the 45 and then pushed out of bounds near the Raider bench. Going to see where that actually was spotted. Looks like he gained 5. He did step out of bounds right around the 45, so those extra couple steps, he was definitely out of bounds.
Well, and it's just such a departure, too, from the first half. I mean, yeah, we saw the 2, long touchdowns, but it seemed like they were running the ball to set up the pass. Because passing at the high school level is so rare, it's so difficult. And then we saw in that 2-minute drive, they really can pass every single time and move the ball down the field. They were not passing because they couldn't. They were running because they could.
Right. They've had a couple of bruisers back there that have carried the ball, including Washtok, who's in the backfield here, gets the carry. Raiders take him down after a gain of 3. Well, maybe not. It looks like they threw him back, but forward progress still will give him that 3. 3rd down and about 2. Almost to midfield. Now the midfield stripe right at the 50 is a first down. Ball be at the 48-yard line. Former Raider running back Jake Majeski right there in front of us. Good to see him, fellow classmate of 99. Many years of going to the Metrodome in the state tournament. Led by 24 himself right in front of us. Split wide receivers out to each side. Single back set, 2 tight ends off the line on the back, and they bump into him in the backfield, and the Raiders stop him on 3rd down. Might have even got him a loss there. Birkin flies in there. He had some help with Braden Thompson.
And that might be the first negative run that they've had all game. You had to stop them.
And it looks like, visually, they're going to punt.
Well, I was gonna say we've seen them run on get 7-yard gains when they only need 2.
I'm not putting all my pennies in one jar here. Tucking the mailman here at Todd Field. Raiders look like they're going to get the football back. 17-14 Trojans, their first punt, maybe, and it will be, yes. Oh, off the side of the foot, right side. And that will go out of bounds at about the 25. I mean, it looked not so good, but that's not a bad punt. It's going to put the Raiders down inside the 30. So 7:15 to go. Raiders get the football back, and thank goodness gracious that turnover did not hurt Hastings there, and it gives the offense maybe a little rejuvenation too. Hey, it's okay. We got away with it. Now this time let's cash in.
You can stop them on offense. We have learned that. So that's a new wrinkle to the game here. Yeah, I mean, that was a devastating turnover. They were driving down the field, but now the game's still in their hands, but you can't put the cart before the horse here. You still got to get, well, at least 3, but preferably a touchdown here. But now this feels like a different dynamic to the game here.
Look for Matt Foss to get involved a little bit here on this drive. He has a couple of catches for about 40 yards tonight, and he's gotten the Raiders into some good spots on offense. Hansen will hand off this time. Shady has it. He'll carry literally 3-4 guys before forward progress stops him, and a late throw down of Shattuck, and they think they have the ball, and that's not going to happen. You could run into Walgreens for all I care. The only thing they'll give you is your prescription and send you back to the field.
That's just theatrics at that point.
Right. No reason. And the Raiders are all like, hey, play was over.
Well, there you see on the field there, the Raiders have to be really careful because even on the last drive, and we're seeing here, they're holding on to these blocks for 25 yards. You're going to get penalized at some point doing that. I think they're kind of lucky they haven't yet, but you really don't want to tempt that.
There was a couple times in that first half, too, on some really nice runs where you saw a block held for a little while longer than maybe it should have, as Shady this time will rumble out near the first down. I think he might have gotten that. They're going to bring his knees down just before the 30. I think he's just short. Unless the nose finds it. Nope.
And we got a Raiders player banged up on the field hopping off.
That's Marlowe. That's Marlowe Strain. Oh, boy. And he cannot put any pressure at all on his right foot.
He got rolled up on in the pile.
Oh, no. Oh, no. And again, I don't know. I should have did my due diligence on injuries before the game, but I don't know if Marlowe has been banged up and he's been playing through something. But he has that. It looks like that right leg is already kind of bandaged up. He's putting pressure on it. It might be a cramp, you guys. Folks, it might be a cramp.
Well, for the first 10 yards, he was walking off under his own power. He was limping a little bit, but
and then he did put some power on it. We need him out there. He's a leader. He's a guy that's been around for a while already, and he's only a junior. You know, he's got just those leadership qualities, and you see it all the time, especially in football and basketball. I know he's got some baseball in his genetics as well, which is awesome. What are we going to eat tonight? What sounds fun? What sounds good after the game tonight?
Well, I'll tell you, we're going to Culver's.
Oh, yes, we are.
HCTV Sports is supported by Culver's of Hastings. From savory butter burgers to sweet scoops of frozen custard, we've got something handcrafted for everyone. You can visit us at our location next to Cub Foods here in Hastings.
Get the tuck patty melt with those wonderful crinkle fries. Tell them lightly toasted. Lightly toasted. I'm telling you right now, it's life-changing. The buttery, when they get it, oh my gosh. We'll talk about that more in just a moment. Right now, it's 3rd and short for the Raiders. We approach the 30 where the first down marker is. Shady takes it. He got face masked. Why was that not a call? Did the play not happen? That was a
rather early
weird
whistle.
I was going to say. Take a look at the last play here on the handoff to Shady. Did he get grabbed by the mask? Sure he did. He got underhooked there. Yeah, and then let go of it. That should be a first down. Yeah. Okay, they'll move the stick. I was going to say, the early whistle combined with the fact that the sticks were moving kind of made me wonder if that was going to be a play or if maybe somebody called timeout again, but not the case. They started the play clock a little later than they should have. It's reading 34. Okay, we'll take it. Receiver out to the left, one to the right. Foss just off the line, literally a foot. Here's Hansen, puts up a deep ball. Oops. A little too much gas on that one. Looked like a wheel route of some sort, kind of using your linebackers and running them out towards that left sideline near the New Prague side. See if you can sneak a catch in, haul it in before going out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was open on that on that play. Maybe you could have looked towards Foss as he was kind of cutting to the outside a little bit, but that was pretty solid coverage there from the Trojans.
He looked, Matt, number 3 for you folks watching, near side receiver split out, looked so good. A week ago at the scrimmage, and he'll get one here, keeps the feet in. They're going to say he bobbled it as he was going down. Now you got 3rd and 10. This is the first time tonight the Raiders have had 3rd and 10. So let's take that with a grain of salt, I know, but each team's defense now is starting to maybe buckle up their helmets a little bit.
Well, you're seeing both defenses starting to really defend the run well, and that's why you're seeing a more pass-heavy attack here. I mean, what a departure to see the first 2 plays of a drive be a pass here for Hastings. I mean, who would have thought that? But the downside is if you don't get any yards here, you're 3rd and 10. You're almost forced into another pass as well, unless you maybe get a sneaky draw here to Shattuck, but 10 yards is a lot.
3 receivers with Shady in the backfield. They will not go to Shady. They will instead pass out right side. Caught there by Birkin, 35, trying to push the crowd. He's not going to get enough. We're going to have to punt here too. So completed pass, yes. Gain of only 5. Not enough for a first down. Hansen had his eyes on his receiver the whole way. Knew exactly where he was going with that football. And it looked like on that play too, he sneak in Sawyer Stano just to slow him down a little bit, and he made a nice play because if he did not slow Birkin down there, he would have had the first down.
Well, and they're lucky to even get that completed because that was tipped at the line by a defensive lineman. Kind of came out a little wobbly, but you got to credit the hands of Birkin.
Ashton Arnis will go back and punt. If I'm not mistaken, he's a left-footed booter, which of course makes me always happy. Love seeing those left-footers. And boom, there he goes. Nice little spiraling punt at the 30 to the 28 where it's picked up. And the Raider cover team there. Great punt by Arnis. Even better job by the Raider Gunners on the punt team. Raider special teams tonight, Owen, have been fantastic other than the blocked extra point early. They've looked pretty good.
Well, that's the second play. I think we saw that on the opening kickoff where, you know, that is such a dangerous play for. I would never advise for a returner to bring that in because that is so dangerous trying to field something like that. Obviously worked out for him there, but a nice punt and good coverage there from the Raiders Gunners, like you were saying.
Didn't have much distance, but the bounce was beautiful. Great spiraling kick, so when that nose hit, it was going to roll front ways and picking it up. Man, that one, if it would have kept rolling, might have been down inside the 10. Handoff goes up the middle for a gain of maybe 2 or 3 on the push. And that, this time, is TJ Washot.
Well, you know, that's obviously the risk reward of the punt returner interacting with the ball there. I mean, you maybe risk getting hit and fumbling, but you know, the plus side is if you don't fumble, you might have stopped that ball from rolling down to the 20 or the 15 as well.
New Prague plays the game with a lot of ball security, especially the first 2.5 quarters here. They carry the ball with a purpose, even after a catch. Ball security has been really big for them so far. Raiders would love to get some sort of a turnover here, but caught by Jasperson. The ball then whipped out of play, and that's the first time he's made a impact without being in the end zone afterwards. You can take that maybe it's a little win. Jasperson, though, does make the catch, and it is first down.
Well, I'm gonna put that announcer jinx on you right there,
Stop it.
No harm, no foul for them. Rolls out of bounds.
Don't give me a jinx in the first week of the season. I mean, I'll own it, obviously, but let's get a pick. Come on, how about that? Let's do that. Let's get a pick instead. 1st and 10. I talked about ball security trying to jinx New Prague. Hopefully they'll fumble one here for you, Raider fans. Tight formation. Under center, Den Hartogs. He'll keep the ball running off right side. He's pressured from the right side. Boardman joins the party. Pass is put up. That's caught. That's caught by number 6, Mason Deutsch. His first grab, 6'3", 170. And he makes his presence known here on a big first down catch into Hastings territory, called to 40.
And that's very hard to do at the high school level, rolling out, and I highly doubt that was the first read, the first option of the play there, but it works out nonetheless for New Prague.
Now, New Prague has not moved anywhere. Is there a penalty? There is, and it's going against Hastings, though. I saw 0 flag, so I didn't know what that was about, but that's going to be a little bruiser for Hastings. So after the play, are they just going to give it, they're going to spot it at the 37, so just the result of the play is a first down. Ball spotted at the Hastings 37, 3:40 to go, third quarter here at McNamara Stadium at Todd Field. Tuck in the mailman here for your fun on a Thursday night. 17-14 Trojans over the Raiders in the opener. Here's a pitch out. Right side Washtalk gets across the line, then runs into Barrett Boardman, bounces off of him and gains another 3 yards after the fact, gain of 6, maybe 7. Washtalk starting to carry his team on his back here on this drive.
And that's why that edge defender is so important, because we've seen this with Shady as well. But if you get around that edge guy, you have so much speed that it is a nightmare for the defenders downfield to try to stop all that momentum as you're cutting upfield. And there you saw Washtalk carrying a couple of defenders for a couple extra yards.
And they run so much motion, the confusion isn't easy to deal with. Split backs out of the gun. The give goes to the big fella, and Cornick Smith will rumble for a first down. And man, he just is so big. He's not fast in any way, shape, or form, but he is such a bruiser that anytime he gets the ball, he's going to go for 2, 3, 4 yards, get you that first down. Steve Carlisle from Forest Lake for many years. You look at a couple of other big bruising backs. TJ Tumbleson for 3 years over at Matamida, another guy that's kind of like that prototypical NFL fullback. Just hard to the ground, but big and strong. And he's got a lot of that with him too, just Cornick Smith. Now to split backs again. Same exact formation. He left early. Thank you. I was going to jump out of the press box.
Well, and just for reference here, offensive lineman for the Raiders, Ife Shadeko, 5'8", 180 pounds, and then you have a running back for them who's 6'3", 240. I mean, that's just high school football for you. You just see weird stuff like that.
Shadeko plays so much bigger than his size. I mean, we've seen that for 3 years now. I mean, he just plays bigger than his size. The Raider fans just trying to get their squad going here. Make a big defensive stop, maybe get the football back. A much different third quarter than we saw at all in the first half, first or second quarter. Slow to the line, New Prague, eating up a lot of that play clock. 2:16 to go, clock running. Handoff will go off left side, Washtalk, across the 25 to the 20. Down to the 15, that's where he'll stop. Barrett Boardman in there for the tackle. Also joined on the party by birthday boy tomorrow, Landon Johnson.
And we do get a late flag on the field.
Coming in.
Have a feeling that's going to go against Hastings here.
Oh boy. Not time to get undisciplined. We've been too disciplined all game. This isn't the time for any of that stuff.
Just historically a disciplined team. And it's so important they get the stop here because, never say never. I mean, crazy things happen in high school football, but you go down a touchdown makes it 2 possessions.
Right.
That really feels like a big deal.
Even 10 points. It's a big deal here for Hastings. They do have a game breaker, though, in Shady Shattuck, we know. Still got, 14 minutes or so of gameplay in regulation with 2:04 still left here in the third quarter. And we're not trying to act like New Prague has scored. This is actually going to go against the Trojans and a 15-yard penalty at that.
Really?
Move them back to the 30-yard line, and what a break for Hastings. Let's see after the play what we get here as the Raiders are trying to strip that ball out. Great tackle, like we said. Thompson, who celebrates a birthday tomorrow, his sister came up and made sure that everybody knew about that. Would have been cooler to see him get a strip and a turnover there on his birthday. Maybe that's in the play cards here before this drive is over.
Well, you would really like to see them try to strip the ball, especially when you have multiple defenders who are required to take these guys down. You hope somebody just comes in and gives it the little Peanut Tillman punch.
Smith, the bruiser in the backfield. Raiders get a sack! Beisel in his first game back with the Raiders on the football field. Undersized linebacker plays in the big heart. And, of course, the future Gopher wrestler, he makes a play like a 2-point takedown on a Friday night at the field house as the Raiders wrestling team looking for a big win. That was as wrestling as it gets. What a textbook sack there for the Raiders.
And that's revenge for Den Hartog running him over, choosing the contact.
Yes, it is.
I have a funny feeling there's going to be a part 3 before this game is over. We'll see who wins the trilogy.
Those two aren't done yet. You are absolutely correct. Den Hartog out of the shotgun. Smith to his immediate right out of a quasi-pistol. Fake the handoff. Den Hartog the pass as a wide open man. Where were the Raider D-backs? There were 3 D-backs all there, including linebacker Trey Beisel, and he put it between Arnis, and Perkins somehow. Great comeback to the ball. That was a fantastic grab, as we'll see here. But it's still only third down, and it's going to be third and about 9. What a great grab, though, in the mix of 3 Raider defensive backs. Man.
Well, New Prague is just so good at stopping the momentum. We saw that on the drive before halftime where you had a couple of negative plays.
Right.
It's looking good. They get the penalty, rather, and then they hit that 20-yard pass down the field. They're really good at getting back on the following play.
33 seconds to go, third quarter. 17-14, Trojans over the Raiders. Den Hartog to pass. Chase is coming from behind. Puts up a pass, and it's incomplete. Raider had a hand on him, but that was good defense. Thompson, hey, like we said, birthday tomorrow. He made a big play here to force fourth down, and now what do? Looks like they're probably going to go for it here. I don't know. They're going to bring in one of their big backs. They'll have both big backs. This might be a timeout. Yeah, it's going to have to be here, you'd think.
What it looks like, Jasperson.
Oh, jeez.
He might have got the wind knocked out of him or something. He was a little late getting up. He's jogging back now, but
he's good.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right. But he was shaken up a little bit. Maybe landed a little funny out of bounds.
Now, this was an official timeout. Both teams, though, did get a chance to run over to the respective sideline. And the reason why I bring that up is because it is 4th and 9. And it's not like you have every play in your playbook in a situation like this, even though it's 4-down territory. This is not easy. The Raiders have to know what they're doing in this particular situation. Chance to get the football back. Oh, they're going to kick this thing. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be a 46-yard attempt. Watch for the fake. I don't know, man. This is a bomb. From 46, Thomas Geiger. Snap's good. Spot's good. The kick is up, and this one is no good. Just wide right. It had the distance. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Roughing the kicker against Hastings. You've got to be kicked. Oh, my goodness. I need to see a replay, guys.
Well, I'm sure we'll get it here in a second.
What in the world?
Ultimate bailout.
Now, is this a 5-yard or is this a 10-yard?
What was it again?
Roughing. I don't know if it was roughing or if it was just running into the kicker. I don't know which one it was here.
I think if it's roughing, it's
15.
5.
No, running into him is 5. Roughing him is 15.
Oh, you're right. Yep. But it looks like it's just the 5-yard variety because it looks like they're still keeping the special teams unit out here. But, I mean...
No. No. They're going to go for this. They're going. Yep, they're moving the ball up. Now it's going to be 4th.
Well, here's a look
it is
at the
roughing.
replay.
It is roughing. So it's first down anyway. Let's see this. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay. Good call. That's why I needed to see it, because I watched the ball after it hit the foot, and, of course, that play happened as I was watching the trail, so that's a good call. It's a first down. Bad break for Hastings. Den Hartog gives up the middle. Not much there, but a gain of 3 for Washtalk, and he just goes right up there. Now he is hurt. Washtalk is down, grabbing his lower leg. Oh, boy.
Looks like maybe a cramp because they're working
Yep.
stretch there.
It's his cramp. We've seen that. I think that's what Marlowe was earlier. And that's the end of 3. No scoring in the third quarter. We'll come back with your fourth quarter and what's sure to be a wild finish here at Todd Field. 17-14, end of 3 here on Hastings Community Television.
He gets the pin. What a move, what a goal! Oh, what a shot, scores! The Raiders, can they get the lift? Yes, they do.
Just snipes one.
Oh my God!
And reaching up and making the play.
It's moving!
It's over!
Looking to throw, and she's going to get the first down.
Gone! Touchdown, Raiders!
Doesn't bother me cause I just love to explore, interviewing owners and lending a hand. I love to assist for as long as they can stand.
Back at Todd Field on a beautiful Thursday night. Huge crowd. The game before Labor Day weekend. Kids have an opportunity to come out and enjoy themselves without school tomorrow, even though it's a Thursday. Has made it just a festive night here at Todd Field. But here we go, 2nd and 7. New Prague driving with the lead in the red zone. And it's fumbled! Ball is fumbled, and we got it. We got it. We got the football. Mailman, it's ours, buddy. Thompson caused it. Happy birthday, young man. Raider football. Let's go.
I might be the mailman, but you delivered on that prophecy. You said just before we went on, we need a fumble here. We'll take another look at the replay here. Unfortunately, it does look like a player's down on the field, but that was just a botched handoff right there. And, yeah, recovered there by a Raider cornerback. I believe that was Herman O'Brien.
Yes, it was.
What a fortuitous bounce for Hastings. But now you have to do something offensively to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, somebody is down for New Prague, and it's not very good. Hey, guys, if you want to do a reader quick, if you got one, we might as well take a time to do one of those quick, too, while we have a minute here to maybe get caught up with some of our fun sponsors. Here you go, mailman. It's all you.
Well, I'd love to talk about the Spool House. HCTV Sports is sponsored by the Spool House. From prom to weddings, let us suit your formal wear needs. More information is available at thespoolhouse.com/sewing.html.
Absolutely wonderful. Again, So many services at the schoolhouse that you might not have even known about. Like I said, even for my Wild jersey that sits in my closet all sad because I have a rip down the side. A whole seam went kaplooty. They say it's an authentic jersey. And then it goes, well, what's going on here? So, yeah, I need to get down there, make that baby look brand new again. All sorts of alterations, things like that. Of course, it's still a ways away, obviously, from prom, but never too early to start thinking about that. I know the schoolhouse can help you with all that fun stuff, too. 11:54 to go. We still have a player down for New Prague. We haven't even got a number, unfortunately, just to see who that is. Either way, it's a bummer because he's down, and he's been down for quite a while. This does not look like any sort of cramping, although they're starting to pick him up. Oh, trying to get him up. Well, that's a Raider. That's Shadeko. And he's going to limp off. You know what? He might have a cramp. There's smiles down there.
Well, there was an injured New Prague player.
Yeah, there was.
It was 33 who walked off, which is Cormac Smith, who was the ball carrier.
Well, that might mean those two might have collided, perhaps, and I don't think you or I want to run into him anywhere. I don't care if I'm playing bumper cards, the guy at Valley Fair. I don't want to run into him, dude. No way.
That is David versus Goliath right there.
Well, I'm about 5'8" of Goliath, so it would be a losing proposition right from the start. Here we go, Raiders now with the football after the long break out of the turnover, and Shady will take it across the 15 to the 17. He'll gain about 6 or so. Good run on first down. Now, it's fourth down time. You do trail by 4. Do you kind of keep... I mean, if you're the Raiders, you got to go back to the bread that got you to the table in the first place, running that football, but also the clock. If you could find a way, you want to take it away from New Prague, but how much do you give them back? There's a lot of math to be done here on both sidelines right now, too.
I think you're right about that. I mean, I think you'll take it however you can get it, but certainly if they reverted back to their first quarter offense where they're just methodically moving down the field, running with Shady, you could shave. I don't know if you're going to shave 11 minutes off the clock, but right. you could certainly do some damage.
Well, both teams didn't punt. Here's Shady across the line of scrimmage, and then he goes right up the middle, cuts back left, gets across the 25 to the 27. That's a first down. Raiders gain 9. So Shady again carrying the Raiders literally here in the second half.
It seems like a good proposition for the Raiders is to only throw the ball when you're ahead of the sticks. We saw them kind of get stuck in the mud when they were passing, but they were behind the sticks. That first and 10, second and 10, then the third and 10. They got that short little reception on the last offensive drive here. So I like what they're doing here with Shady, just working your way down the field here.
Through 3 quarters, Shady Shattuck has 170 yards rushing. He's been over 200 before. Here's the pitch out. Shady again, 30. 35, flag comes in.
It's coming back. We got a holding.
Yep, pushing the back. 10:41 to go. This will come back. But again, there is zero panic, zero need for urgency, zero. Just do your thing. Do your thing. The defense needs to make their biggest stop. It could be the last drive of the game, right, folks? I mean, this game has been as evenly matched as you could ask for in the opener. It's from the 30.
Yeah, we'll take another look at the replay here. I think they're going to get Mosman, the junior. Yeah, there you can see him on the right side of your screen.
And Mosman,
and another.
Yep, a little while.
Maybe they didn't call that.
They got Mosman for that one, but he is primed for a big season. Even though it's only his junior season, I've seen a couple of publications that have mentioned Jack coming into the year just on the line and what he could mean to this team. And so far, 26 has had no problems running behind that young man until right there. But so far, it's been pretty so good. Back to pass, Hansen behind Foss, adjusts himself, makes a great catch at the 30. He's thrown out of bounds. Ball came out there. Probably about the 31 or so, but a nice gainer nonetheless on first and what was 18. And now the Raiders are in a little bit better spot here, second down. You can open up the playbook a little bit more. And it's one thing I want to give credit to Coach Cook about here in this game is to go away from what has been a dominant spread offense the last 10 to 12 years and adjust for this group of athletes into more of a tight rushing formation. Right here, a single back set with receivers moving all over the place, almost like the Arizona Cardinals of the early 90s with all the Arena League motion. Here's the handoff. Shady dances around one, jumps over another, gets darn near a first down. Call it the 37. He's very close. Gain of about 6. He's going to be a little bit short here. But still another great run. And credit Hansen, too. He's just been steady, doing his thing. Again, no panic in his game whatsoever, whether it be rush or pass. As a junior, he's really looked composed, and that's what the Raiders need at the quarterback position.
Well, and I want to shout out Thomas Moline, because the reason why they pulled him as a guard to the outside, and if he wasn't there, he would have ran right into a edge defender.
Shadanko's been doing that just tremendously all game, and that's Shady going into the line. He, I think, got the first down anyway, but that, honestly, fans, is his shortest run tonight. He got the first down, but I mean, his shortest run tonight has been 1 yard, and that's still in positive territory. I mean, he has been a beast once he gets to the line. Forward progress the whole way. That was a beautiful run, even though short. Edged his way over the line. He knew where he was on the field.
Well, that's the rub when you're trying to run the ball. I mean, you get negative runs. It's such a detriment because it really puts you behind the sticks.
That vision, though, is so lost in high school football with fans sometimes. Nice pass. He's got Foss at the 45-40, and he's out of bounds at the 35. There he is, waiting to get that out open. Beautifully thrown. Great catch by Foss. Good run after the catch. That is Raider football in 2025.
I mean, I don't think I've been as excited for a wide receiver since Johnny B a few years ago. I mean, this might be at the same level of that. I mean, he is at least once a quarter he's getting a nice gain downfield. Obviously, he's got a couple of catches here on this drive, but I mean, you got to credit Hansen as well for completing, because that is, I don't think the camera angle does justice to how difficult that is.
That play doesn't happen if the line and Shady aren't doing what they're doing all game. That play doesn't even happen. They realize they can't stuff the box anymore. You got three, who's just amazing tonight. Here's a handoff. Shady again will get maybe a yard, maybe two. It looked like he got to the 35, so it'd be a gain of a couple again. And the clock ticking, I mean, 8:18. Clock keeps going. Raiders 35 yards from pay dirt. I mean, this is going to come down to it, folks. You and I have been together for, 22 years, whether on the radio or on TV. And we've had a lot of these together, folks, haven't we? Or it could be the last play of the game. I mean, and it seems like a lot of those games are here.
There's probably only going to be 2 possessions left in this game. So either the Raiders score here and go up, or they're going to be hurting really bad using timeouts trying to stop them.
Here's the pitch out left side. Shady taking down that from the head. Why is that? Okay, that wasn't even Shady in the first place, but that tackle was up around the neck. And I don't know how that was not a penalty. Hagen taken down. Shady must have needed a little bit of a breather. As for Marlowe Strain, we have no update on 89. We have not seen him back. He is on the field, but he's over with the trainer. He has his right knee taped up considerably. It looks like high up in the knee. I should say lower in the knee, more of the, at least not high ankle sprain spot. Back to pass. Here's Hansen. Right, has a man in coverage, intercepted. Went off the hands of the Raider receiver, right into the hands of an awaiting New Prague player. Carter Herman O'Brien had a great opportunity at a first down, and that could be a death knell. Let's take a look at the replay. Might have forced it.
You know, it's hard to disagree with the pass. It took an unfortunate bounce. I don't think it was the greatest pass in the world. But what I will say is I would really like to see Hansen just take off and run with it, just to add that extra element. You know, if there's open grass in front of you, if you can get 4 or 5 yards, you know, I don't think you should feel compelled to have to throw the ball down. You could just let's not Brett Favre it. We could take the yards ahead of us.
Boy, that's a great way to describe it. The running game has been so good, and unfortunately, it's a pass that makes us lose it there. And this is Den Hartog's. That's nearly picked. Raider defense, good coverage. Arnis in the area as they're looking to get that ball split out to Zach Rodriguez, who really has been their possession man tonight and been able to move the chains.
Well, I'm not sure about the play call here, because if you're the Raiders, you love that. That stops the clock. Right. You don't have to use a timeout. I know that they've been more successful throwing the ball than running the ball here in the second half, but you would maybe like to run off some time here if you do Prague.
Adricula will come off. Matt Foss will come in at corner. Yeah, Marlowe Strain does not look like he will be coming back in the game. He has his helmet off right next to the trainer. And that looks to be his location the rest of the game. Pitch out left side. And that's a big first down. Across the 30 to the 35, finally taken down. That's a giant first down for New Prague. After the Raiders were able to get a quick stop, that moves the chains, keeps the ball in bounds. The clock will continue to run as Washtalk made the Raiders feel the pain. And now a 6:50 to go at 17-14.
Yeah, that's brutal right there because you get the stoppage of the clock, and you think you're setting up to get the ball back, and then you get a fresh set of downs here. Do have a player down here for New Prague.
I want to give a shout out too to Hoot McNamara. He's down in his Arizona home enjoying the warmer weather, maybe as you get close to fall. But Hoot tuned in. Want to say hello to one of our Raiders supporters from far away. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Thanks for the shout out too over the loudspeaker tonight for HCTV. That's Johnny Stocker doing the PA tonight.
Well, help save community TV with more and more people cutting cable each day. Funding for community television stations is in rapid decline. To help keep these games on air, we need your support. To learn more about how you can get involved, head to savecommunitytv.com for more information, or consider leaving a donation at hastingstv.org/donate.
Help us any way we can bring you these games and many others. You got to think about all the fun we're going to have, not just this fall with football, volleyball, soccer, but you go to winter and hockey, and of course this year for anybody that's ever strapped on the skates in Hastings, Hockey Day Minnesota is going to be such a tremendous honor for our community to be able to host it, but it's going to be just fantastic to take it in down at United Heroes League. Is that moon showing us the beautiful nature of tonight's weather, and it's been fantastic. And great night, great football. Now hopefully we can find a way to get the Raiders a win, as one of their linemen for New Prague will come off the field, and that was number 76, and that's Colton Stanley. Hopefully he's okay. Den Hartog under center. First down and 10 after the big play. And now here's the handoff, and Smith will rumble ahead, and he'll get a couple. The Raiders are trying to pull that ball out of the big fella's hands, and that cannot be an easy proposition.
You know, going back to the Saving Community TV, I don't know if there's maybe if we get enough donations, we can broadcast the game from the pirate boat. Maybe that's where we'll be. You
and the Gridiron have some did you sleep in that thing last night?
I want to.
I would too, actually. If it's going to be nice weather, maybe we'll have a sleepover, and then we'll order beer stube over here, or maybe some Culvers. We'll see if they'll deliver. We'll get some DoorDash, and yeah, might have to have a night. We're going to have to talk to Trent. We're going to figure that out. Bonfire by the boat. Come on. Here we go. Pitch out, left side. Setting it up for the big fella, Smith. Another first down, runs over another guy. And this time he runs over the Raiders' Matt Foss, and that's going to leave an imprint of a number 33 on him.
Well, I was just about to say it's a good thing to see that Cormac Smith is back on the field. I mean, it's good to know he's healthy, but probably not good if you're Matt Foss right there getting trucked over. That is quite a hit there from the 240-pound bowling ball.
Hey, some Raider fans making it their way to the parking lot. Hey, don't go anywhere yet. This ain't done. We have 5:30 to go in a 3-point game. Where are you going? Trojans with the football at midfield. Right on the stripe. Two receivers, one to each side. Tight ends off the line. And one in motion. And the pitch outs to Smith. He fell down in the backfield. Now he's going to be down as that play started. So it's going to be a loss of 4, maybe 5 yards as he took a knee, slipping down to accept that pitch. And that might be what gets those fans that were going down the stairs to stop and take another peek. Under 5 to play, under 5 minutes. Beautiful night in Hastings. Tuck and Mailman Show back in session again. I know O and I will be together at least for the 4 home games this season.
Could be driving the pirate boat to a road game.
I would love to drive the pirate boat. Even that afternoon game in Apple Valley might even be fun. We'll have to keep you all abreast of our plans. We will do that, of course, over the next couple days. Stay entwined to social media here at HCTV as Smith will burst ahead again and carry half the Raider student body to the original line of scrimmage.
I mean, if you and me have to go down there with a soup can and a string attached to it, I mean...
You know we'd do it.
We would do it.
We'd find a way back. Hey, I've worked with Les over the years, let me tell you that. I still remember the day, some of you folks, maybe Coach Majeski back out there listening somewhere, the game we played. No, Coach Strain was there that game. It was my birthday, actually. It was my 30th birthday, and Dave Osberg and I had to spend about an hour and a half in a auxiliary shed because there was a tornado warning in Minnetonka. I mean, that was still one of those things that I'll never forget. This is going to be a flag, false start, and let's keep moving them back here. This is okay. It's going to be 3rd and super long. You got to start feeling that the boys in blue might be able to get this thing back here.
The Trojans are giving you opportunities with the slip up, with the penalty here. We just cannot have another 20-yard pass that just devastates you when you got them up against the ropes.
No. I need a good start, an early good start to my blue and gold weekend. Of course, all the kids going back to school on Tuesday. Can't wait to see all the smiling faces around town, getting on the bus again, seeing their friends again, playing sports again, and hitting those books, which is the most important part. 3:28 to go, 3rd down and 15. Call it 14 officially on the board. Dan Hartog's looking to run, and what is he doing here? He's going to be caught. They're going to run that clock down. I'm not sure what they were doing there, if that was a busted play or if that was just trying to run some clock down. Either way now, you got 4th down and very long. Dan Hartog's is coming back to the sideline as if he's staying out there and they're going to go for this thing. I dare you. I dare you. He's over there.
That would be pretty crazy.
He is pleading his case on 4th and 15.
At your own 45, I'm not so.
He's over. He's telling everybody a story that will listen to him. And one of his coaches finally puts his hand on his head and says, just chill. I think we're going to punt this one away.
Well, now there's no margin for error for Hastings here. There's no screwing around when you get this ball, provided it's not a fake and you cleanly recover it. Do get a timeout called on the field, but
they're not going to kick it to him, are they? If they kick it to Shady, go, buddy. Run to Treasure Island, bud. I just go. Oh, my goodness. All right, 2:33 to go. You guys all know my MO around this time in these games where I start to pace, even though it'd be back and forth and only about 3-4 feet. My pacing has not stopped. We are here with 2:33 to go. Timeout called as the play clock expired. We have 2:33 to go. Raiders are down by 3, 17-14. Now, here's the thing. We need a touchdown because the extra point thing didn't go so well earlier. Let's get a touch. Oh, no, what? Oh, look at those guys over there. Oh, well, the cutest guys in the ballpark, at least, were on the camera. That's good news.
The best facial hair in the stadium.
The best facial hair for sure. Here comes the kick. High kick. Now let this thing go and see where it goes. Okay, now pick it up. Shady just fumbled it. Now we're going to have to go from the 15. Shady fumbled it, jumped on top of it, but we're only going to have to go 85 yards here, bud. Oh,
small
boy.
task.
Well, it took us almost a quarter to get down the field first, so let's...
Well, so lucky that he held on to the ball here. We get another look at the replay.
Goodness.
I mean, outstretched arms.
Dude, if he would have caught that, though, on the fly, he had this whole side of the field. Oh, my gosh. Our voices would be hanging in the air at Todd Field the rest of the 2025 season. All right. Raiders, sans Marlo Strain, who looks to be out for the game with a leg injury, will come out. Birkin as the tight end here in this instance. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. The Raiders looking to pass. They have a man wide open. The pass is underthrown. They had Matthew Foss wide open for a first down. And the pass was in the turf, 2nd and 10. I get it because you want to keep some clock. But we do have all 3 timeouts here. You have a running back who's averaging 10 yards per carry, or near that. I know it's probably gone down in the second half a bit. He was at 170 yards rushing after 3 quarters. Shattuck, the lone setback. Raiders working far right hash, getting close to the New Prague bench. Raiders 2 receivers left, single back set. Shady takes it, gets across the 20 to the 26. It's a gain of about 6. You're going to go 3rd and 4 here. Raiders will call their first timeout. They have 2 left. You have time. 2:12 to go.
It's that fine balance of you need to have an urgency to move down the field, but it's not like there's 25 seconds on the clock. I mean, you can pass down the middle, you can run up the middle, you could run several times up the middle, especially with who you got back there.
No kidding.
I mean, the world is your oyster here. You just there is a time constraint, but maybe not as great as you would think.
Shady has had a lot of good intermediate runs. He hasn't broken a 30-plus kind of thing, really. To get him into open space, I want to see him challenge some of these D-backs one-on-one, because you just know that if it does get down to that, who's going to win that particular battle?
Well, and the benefit to those pitches, too, is that he's so shifty that he could just walk out of bounds if there's nothing there. So, I mean,
good point.
You get the benefit of running with the benefit of passing as well out of bounds.
Great point to make. On those pitches, you open up the field a little bit. If Shady can just shimmy out of bounds with a gain, they'll fake the pitch here, open up the pass. It's caught by Foss. Go, Maddie. Go, Maddie. Get out of bounds. At it, kiddo. There we go, out of bounds at the 36-37, first down. Move the chain, stop the clock. This is good Raider football right here, folks. 2:08 to go with the clock stopped. I think the folks that left a little early might be bailing their way back out of their car into the stadium again.
For multiple reasons. I mean, health first, but it's so unfortunate that Strain's not on the field, because you look at how successful they've been with passing to Foss. Imagine if you have Strain out there as well in a situation like this. Not that they don't have other pass catchers, but those are 2 great options.
Strain, a couple of his teammates near him with the trainer as well. Quick pass out towards Birkin. That's fine. I would have rather had him not catch that ball than catch it, because he would have gotten pasted right there anyhow. Second down, 10 yards to go. That was kind of a low percentage play, even if they had completed, as he passes right here. And you can see 2 defenders very close in the vicinity, and Birkin not one to necessarily break tackles with his speed and agility, so probably wouldn't have been much of a gain, if anything.
It would have been a 4-yard gain and about a 20-25 second runoff,
sure,
which is not a good equation for you.
Like I said, you're doing math on the field too. Coach Strain, one of the best math teachers in the state, so that kind of helps you. Pass comes over the middle, off hands, caught! Oh my goodness! Off Matthew Foss's hands, and then into the hands of Carter Herman O'Brien. First down at the 45 of New Prague, and CHO down. Yes, get him up, get him up, get him up. Get him up. Atta kid. Yep. Little bit of a cramp, perhaps. Yep. Dana taking him off. Here we go. First down, boys. Let's go. Under 2 to go here. 1:59 to go. Plenty of room here. You got 45 yards to go. Clock will now run.
Really props to him for getting off the field and saving a timeout after making the play as well.
Raiders hustle to the line. Under center is handoff now is going to go to Shady across the 40, and he'll get close to the 40. Gain of about 5. Stop the clock. Second down, I should say. 2nd and 5. Carter Hansen again, trying to guide his team on what should be the final drive of this one for a game-winning score in his first varsity start.
And it's good to see Shadeko back out there. I don't know how long he's been out there, but I just want to say, obviously he was in the collision with Smith.
Yep. I think he got his back of his leg landed on, so that calf cramp, which you fans know, when you get the temperatures, even right now into the 70s, you'll get that cramping. You'll have that happen from time to time. Not as much as when you have those 85, 90-degree games, which we've been part of. I remember back to the year that J.K. Mullen, Colorado, one of the top teams in Colorado, came up here and got beat by the Raiders, and everybody cramped. I mean, I think the coaches were cramping that night.
Whether it's 90 or whether it's -20, you have to be drinking water.
One back. That's Shady. Fake the handoff. Carter on the run. Has a man, it's Foss! Caught for a first down, 25! Out of bounds! Raiders methodically moving it down the field with 96 seconds left. Let's take a peek.
Well, this is really setting up to be a great finish here. You see the accuracy being dialed in from Hansen. a couple of the passes too low, a couple of them back shoulder. Now he's kind of fine-tuning it here. That's why I say this kid's going to be special as the season goes on, as he starts to get some of these reps. But they're working their way down the field here. You love that he got out of bounds as well.
Smart senior leader. The years playing with his big bro, how much that helped him over the years. Here's Hastings, 96 seconds, 1:36 on the clock. Hands in the pass, deep. And he passes it behind everybody, second down.
Into quintuple coverage there.
I think that the airmail was on purpose because there was nothing there. That's fine. We've been down here before in the second half. Remember what happened? The Raiders get intercepted after ripping off a pretty nice drive. Here, it's 17-14, 1:32 to go. Hastings has the ball in the New Prague 25 right hash.
And they don't have to have an aversion to running the ball. There's more than enough time here to get shady.
Raiders under center with Carter Hansen. And he'll pass on a screen to Shady, open it up, 25-20, 15 out of bounds, and that should be a first down Raiders again, depending the spot. Very close here, but Shady another run, call that a pass completion. Actually, he's behind the line. That was still backwards, so that was a running play. Dick will tell us that later. And that'll just add to his, what likely is over 200 yards now tonight. Shady, a junior, so special. The vision, the agility, the speed. He's got the total package. Like I said, only a junior. You just dream about where this young man could go. Two receivers right tight. One to the left, Foss. Handoff, Shady. Finds room. 10. And that's about it. I'd probably... I don't know if I'd blow my timeout here, guys. Get up there quick, get up there quick. Okay, let him, there, that's good. Let him set it for the, you don't have to take a timeout. Let's go. Set the ball. All right, boys, first down. Ball inside the red zone, call it the 11. First down and 10. They can get a first down without scoring at the 1. Here's the handoff, Shady right side. Gets outside 10, 5, touchdown Raiders! Shady Shattuck from 11 gives the Raiders their first lead tonight. 20-17 Shady.
And you could see when he realized that there was open space and there was an edge defender he could get around. We'll see here. This kid puts on the afterburners. There you can see that's the moment he realizes that there's open space to the end zone. And he's just that much faster than everybody else, just that much more powerful than everybody else.
Dude, we need this extra point.
Slams his helmet on the ground.
Yeah, the boy, Shady. Yeah, the boy, 2-6. Come on, let's go. High snap! Picked it up. Oh, no. Now it could be a field goal to tie.
And we know that they have the potential to kick a 45-yard field goal if they dial in the accuracy.
Oh, my gosh. Well, anybody who left here, shame on you. 1:06 to go. Your Raiders have the lead for the first time tonight, the first time this season. It's 20-17. We have $1.06 on the clock, and it's defense time.
And Raiders fans don't want to hear this, but this game is far from over. I mean, this is plenty of time for them to pass the ball down the field again. We'll get another look at this.
What a run.
Shady Shattuck touchdown run again. Just the spatial awareness, the vision, the power, the speed, just a complete total package like you've been saying. I mean, and this kid's only a junior.
My goodness. Shady with his third touchdown of the game. Longest touchdown run is 11.
We got a
look at this
celebration here.
Hey, that's an interesting way of doing push-ups. Hopefully they don't get the TV guy up there before the end of the season. So the snap was not the best on the extra point, but the Raiders do have their first lead at 20-17, and now their defense, should say special teams first, but then defense on to try to win the game. A walk-off defensive set. Would that not be something special this evening? Especially trailing the entire game. For the most part, it has been back and forth, although New Prague has been, you know, a driver one or so on the other side of the Raiders, and now Hastings with their first lead of tonight's game.
The mailman's getting a premonition here. I mean, I'm hoping maybe we can get a Trey Bicel strip sack.
Oh, yes. All right, where's my gopher? Get him out there. He's on special teams. He might even get it right here, too. Of course, Blake, his big brother, already wrestling for the University of Minnesota. Trey will join him after his senior year. Talk about a tag team in that family. Here's the kick. Short by Stewart, and they're going to let him go through. What are you doing, guys? They kind of stood around. They said that fans think that shouldn't be a fair catch, like he tried a fair catch. He put, yeah, the officials are talking here, and it should be right where he put his hand up initially. If we can roll that back, team here to that catch. See if he put his hand in the air.
I can bring the laptop down to the refs if you want.
That's what we could do, actually, or we should do. Now, Coach Strain's saying now he had his hand in the air.
We'll get a look here.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of hard to tell as the camera was panning. Well, that's what, otherwise, how else do you explain the confusion from the defenders? I mean, nobody goes to tackle the guy because he fair catches the ball and starts running up the field. Maybe we get a better angle here.
The side judges are coming over here now from both sides. Now, I think each of them might have seen exactly what we saw, just a little bit of a hand motion, which I don't care how subtle it might be, it still is a hand. Absolutely, yes.
Well, still some deliberation here from the refs, but I agree. I mean, rarely, when you're fair catching, rarely do you get a perfect wave of the arm.
Can we show that one more time? Hunt, did you have it? Thank you. Let's take a peek here. No, not that one. The kickoff. There we go. And we'll take a peek here because we want to see who actually was back. I don't know if it was 11 or 15 that caught that. So they are calling it a legal fair catch. Let's see if maybe this side will show us. It was number 13. 13.
Blake Durbin.
So Durbin, all right. We got that squared away. 2017. Raiders defense on the field trying to win it. Up 3 for the first time tonight. Den Hartogs will run. Stays in bounds. And they're going to have to move the clock. He didn't get out.
That is
New Prague's
dangerous.
Got two timeouts.
Doesn't look like they're going to use one here.
48 seconds. Clock's running. Ticking. 45. Continues. And now a flag on the play. Who was not set? They threw it on the Raiders side, though. Were we in the neutral zone? Were we in the neutral zone? That's my only question. Nope, this is going to be against New Prague, you guys.
Maybe a false start?
Yeah, or maybe the receiver did not check in with the sideline. This might be an illegal procedure.
Would there not be a time runoff?
Not in high school football.
Okay.
Yep. This should go against them, right? Okay.
But would the clock would reset, or would the clock not continue to run, or?
No, it will stop at the penalty. Move back now. I don't know if they'll restart the clock now. They should, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yep, now they do.
Okay.
Let's start. That makes sense. Okay, out of the shotgun, Den Hartogs. The ball is spotted at the 29 of New Prague, down to Hastings, 20-17. Den Hartog to throw. He's got a man. It's caught. Caught there by number 11. And a quick tackle also made on the play as Sawyer Jasperson, good hands, makes a catch. Did he get the first down? I don't think so. Just about a yard short, folks. 3rd and 2. 3rd and 1.
Great wrap up there from Bicel and Birkin.
The one thing I'll tell you about Bicel, like I said before, is that he's a wrestler. He has that mentality of man on man. That's all it is. It doesn't matter if there's 3 guys with him. It's just him against a man. He is thinking that he's going to take that man down and bring him down to the mat. That's basically what it is. We've seen it with so many of the Raider wrestlers over the years that they play the same way. And it doesn't matter how big they are. It's the heart. And you see it right now in 6 and what he's done. And you mentioned him throughout the game. He's made some big plays. And now, you know, like you said, he could be the guy that makes the play that keeps us on this side of it and gives us our first win of the year. I mean, just great players with leadership. They got to make the plays here. Oh, they have to. He's been on the mat at the state tournament. You know what I mean? He's numerous times. as a team, as an individual. Yes, he is one of those guys here. Out of the shotgun, Den Hartog. 29 seconds left. He'll pass over the middle, and it's almost intercepted by Thompson. In space. 25 seconds left. It's 4th down. Now remember, the Trojans do have a timeout. So if you run it and get the first down, great. You'll stop the clock with 24, 23, 22 seconds. And you're not going to beat a midfield. Raiders got to play their best rush defense, yet still maintain the fact that this New Prague team has dangerous weapons on the outside still. Jasperson and Rodriguez will both split out wide, near side right in front of the Hastings bench as they work near side hash left to right on your TV screen. One back in the backfield alongside Den Hartog. Snap was awful, and it's going to be a flag anyway against New Prague.
And earlier in the game we saw I believe at the end of the second quarter, we saw the sloppiness hurt Hastings.
Yep.
And then they reeled it back in, and now in this critical moment at the end of a half, we're seeing the sloppiness really start to hurt the Trojans.
And you have to credit this Raider team with consistently staying in this. Look at that snap. That could have been trouble. I mean, right now the Raiders are literally in this 4th quarter asserting their will against this New Prague team, and they haven't had any answers. Raiders got to find a way to finish. You got 24 seconds to find a way to win this game. Den Hartog out of the shotgun. Raider fans, student section getting into it. Pass, out left, caught. Rodriguez out of bounds. That's a first down. First down, move the chains, 19 seconds. Like you mentioned, a good kicker that has a good leg. Quick little pass. That was perfect on the out. Now the Raiders defended the ball at the New Prague 43. 19 seconds in regulation.
That's the concerning thing. I mean, realistically, they might only have to get to the 28-29.
4 receivers set for the first time tonight. Den Hartog to pass. He's got room to run if he wants, and he will. He'll go right up the middle, first down, get down to the Hastings 40. 12 seconds left. Timeout. 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 Final timeout of the game for New Prague as Den Hartog limps off the field. Timeout called for New Prague. I thought they did. Are they not going to call? I thought they called timeout.
They're certainly stopping the clock when it's a timeout here.
12 seconds. So, okay, the Trojans take their final timeout as you see Den Hartog's kind of coming over to the sideline, knocking the helmet down, trying to find out what they could do here to continue to move the chains, move the ball. But with 12 seconds left, your options are very limited, and you got to think Jasperson is going to get into some of this mix here. As you saw Den Hartog's here, just find that room up the middle and go. Smart run.
Well, it's tricky. You wish the Raiders defenders would have closed in a little closer on that one, but that withstanding. 12 seconds is very tricky because there might be enough time to spike the ball. Like, that's just on the border. If it was any less, you would say no. If it was any more, there wouldn't be a question. But 12 seconds, you could pass down the middle, get in field goal range.
That's what it has to be.
I mean, because we have seen them, because I don't, if there's a touchdown, they'll take it. I don't doubt that. But we've seen them play for field goals at the end of the second half, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're just playing for a field goal here, trusting Geiger. I don't even think they're considering trying to go to the end zone, as weird as that sounds.
You've got to watch Jasperson, though, here. He's
got to protect
too
the boundaries.
fast. He's too fast. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. 12 seconds left in this one. The crowd is raucous as it's been since the win a couple years ago in overtime on homecoming against Cretin-Derham Hall. Back to pass, trying to throw to Jasperson, has Rodriguez, but he catches it in play. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds.
And they're going to move the chains.
I didn't think they had any timeouts left. I thought they used their last one. This is going to be a chance for a. I mean, I don't know. Den Hartog's coming back out. What do they do? I mean, you either go. I mean, did you do a quick out? I mean, man, you're really gambling if you try to.
I mean, you would have to have a receiver line up on the numbers to try to get an out. and get out of bounds in 5 seconds. So maybe they do just try to go to the end zone. Jasperson, he has burned the Raiders over the top. Obviously, there's not much of a top to take off here. You're at your own 29, and clearly the Raiders are going to be, in some form of prevent defense here.
I was say this is going to be straight dime. You think something? Raiders are. Geiger's out. They're going to try to tie it. Okay, so they're going to try to tie. Where's Den Hartog? Okay, so now he's holding. Okay, folks, Den Hartog, the quarterback, is now holding. Don't think anything but chicanery could happen here. To tie the game with 5 seconds left. Thomas Geiger, blocked! 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 The Raiders win! 2017! Not defense. It's special teams. Blocks the field goal, and the Raiders open the season with a comeback victory. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boys. Oh, yes. Oh, Hastings. What a way to start the year.
A game-winning defensive special teams play. We'll get another look at the replay here.
Oh, my.
We'll see if we can't see who blocked it. It's hard to see. I think that was Birkin. I think it was Grant.
Birkin?
I think it was Birkin who blocked it. I think it was number 12. You don't even have to worry about if he has the leg. We know he has the leg, but they couldn't get it over the top.
If you left in those final 4 minutes, shame on you. Oh, my Raiders, you deserve this win. This is a team victory, a complete team win tonight for your Raiders, who go to 1-0. Gosh, even that sounds so good with a 20-17 win. Mailman, my goodness. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to Culver's for my Butterburger, dude. I'm telling you. Oh, my gosh, what a win tonight for these guys. They're going to celebrate, and I know we're going to go over some of the big plays here in just a moment. I'm trying to catch my breath. Just to win the game like that on a special teams play, blocking a field goal from a kid that we know can hit from 50 if he's right on the money. To get in there, was it Birkin? I mean, we'll talk with Coach Strain, I know, but yeah, big giant smacks on the back there, though. Carter Hansen, and I would give him smacks on the back too, because that young man just won his first varsity football game as quarterback. I am so excited for him, and I'm so excited for our Raiders tonight. Let's take a peek, Mailman, at some of the scoring plays here tonight, starting with Shady, and he ran in from that big run that he had there towards the end here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was the game winner right there, but this was the game clincher. I believe it was Birkin. I believe it was number 12 right there with the block, and it had to happen this way. This was such a back-and-forth game, such a close game, never a two-possession game. It had to happen like this. There was no other way.
Xavier Tim and Jack Mosman were also in the mix, forcing their way through that line. They got to get at least some bonus points with the effort they put in to get through. Upcoming broadcast, we got some fun coming up here. Let me tell you what, that volleyball matchup with Apple Valley, that's going to be fun next week. Can't wait for that one. Soccer doubleheader against South St. Paul. That'll be here at Todd Field. I'm telling you what, the girls especially, special, going to be fun. Then Mailman and I back here on the 12th. Football against Chaska. That's going to be a blast. They're a heck of a ball club. Can't wait to see those guys here. And then we got that swim and dive meet. That's going to be a blast. Taking on Mata Meadai with some conference points already on the line. So, man, dude, I mean, if this is the way we're going to start the season, you see the moon right here. Talk about, looking at that picture as you walk out tonight as a Raider fan with a smile on your face, buddy. You can't beat that. Let's tell everybody who joined us tonight.
Yeah, well, obviously a special shout-out to producer and director Hunter Pinky, announcers Nick Tuckner and Owen Ely, camera operators Ian Andrusak, Max Slocum, Mike Bramer out for the broadcasting, and Tori Selner, and then, of course,
Hunter with all the
on graphics and replay, Hunter Pinky.
You guys, we love doing what we do. And again, folks, if you love what we do here, make sure to go onto our HCTV website. Find those ways to support, whether it's a one-time gift donation, whether it's something you want to get on monthly, yearly. We can do that for you, folks. We love bringing this stuff to you, especially via TV. You folks can be part of it. And I know there's a lot of folks, not only here in the Hastings area, but really throughout the entire country, if not the world, that were able to listen and watch tonight because HCTV was here. So, again, thank you to who are awesome supporters as well. The Spool House, Culvers of Hastings, and of course, folks, like we said, help save community television because the money that we're getting from the federal and state government for years and years has just dried up and gone away, and we need you to be a big part of it. And Johnny Stocker, that was one whale of a job, my man. Yeah, Manny is up in the cities going, oh my goodness, he is too good. No, Johnny did a wonderful job, so shout out to him. Oh, you heard him over the loudspeakers tonight. And again, a little early happy birthday, too, for Landon Johnson. Very cool for him as he will celebrate his birthday with a victory tonight. What a fun night, dude. That was great.
Yeah, the perfect birthday present. It's just good to see the Raiders get off to a start, especially with the move down. You got a favorable schedule. You're playing teams that are at your level, and this is just the ideal way to start a battle. But you can learn so much through it.
Can't wait to be back here for Chaska, folks. We'll have more. We'll let you know what happens, too, in the game with Jefferson. We'll have a little recap. I know Hunter will try to get some cuts of that if we can. For the mailman, Owen Ely, I'm Nick Tuckner. This is a great way to start the 2025 season as your Raiders. They don't lead until the final minute and a half of the game, but they hold this lead and win 20-17. And Hastings, and that man right there, Shady Shattuck, they're 1-0. And I can't wait to see you folks up at Jefferson next week. As a fan, it'll be fun. Me and Bubs will be making our route up to Jefferson next week to watch that one. Raiders 1-0. And that's it for us. For everybody here at HCTV, we send it back to regular programming, reminding you that your Raiders win the opener 20-17. And you saw every bit of it right here on Hastings Community Television. Good night, everyone.